What's up, everybody? It's Wednesday night, and we got Fowler here. What's going on, buddy? Fowler.
I don't know, guys.
And we have a special guest tonight. We have the Mammoth, Steve, community member, great guy, all that. He has, I guess it would be an idea.
Yeah.
We'll just go with an idea right now.
Yeah,
An idea for something pretty cool. So I'm pretty excited about it because I've got the opportunity to talk to him a little bit about it, and
cool.
I think the community will like it. I think they'll be excited about it. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about before we got into Steve's presentation is I wanted to talk about now. See, with Robert, I'm not sure, but do we call is Robert's last name? Did he ever tell us if it's Duquette or Duchette? Because I was in the military with a guy that his last name was that, and we called him Duchette. So I'm not sure, but I put it in all the YouTubes. But there's a GoFundMe page there for Robert. He recently lost his fiance to cancer. So, you know, whatever you can do and whatever help you can give him, that'd be great. But, you know, we're all a community, you know, we don't all necessarily get along sometimes, but, you know, we definitely don't want anything bad to happen to anybody and everything. So, Doucette. Yeah. It's pretty easy if you think about it now.
It is, yeah. You know, my partner's just beaten cancer herself, 3 years breast cancer, so I can relate to how difficult his struggle must have been. I can't, you know, I don't know what it's like to have gone through what he's just gone through, but the fear of that has been very real for years for me. But she's fine now, so yeah, bless him.
Thank God. So, Steve, do you mind if we do like maybe a little background on you and everything like that? I mean, is this the first time that people have actually seen you and everything and like know who you are, or have you?
Well, you know, much to my embarrassment, I actually did a few early on YouTube videos back in 2021 where I was trying to promote the whole Safu thing. Mm-hmm. But I was new to it. I didn't really understand it. And I did about 3 and thought, you know what, this is not for me. And I remember doing one where Brian, I think he encouraged one of the community to dye his hair green. And I thought, I'll do that as well. And I went and dyed my hair green. And then I did a video on it. And then afterwards, nothing came of it. And I'm just walking around town with green hair all the time. What have I just done? So yeah, you live and learn from these things. And I just thought, you know what? I'm going to back off and just let the experts kind of do that stuff. But you know, from my perspective, I come from a background of running businesses for years. So I run a metal festival called Mammoth Fest in the UK for 12 years, as well as running a booking agency. So my role.
Hold on one second, Steve.
Sure.
Steve, we have a special surprise for you.
Okay.
He was able to make it. I'm going to bring him on right now so that we don't have any confusion whatsoever.
Fantastic.
We have Nick here for you.
Hi,
Nick.
how's it going?
How are you, Nick?
Very good. How are you?
Good. We were just talking to Steve here. He's about ready to start on his presentation of his idea, is what we're going to call it for right now. We don't want to give too much away, but go ahead, Steve. Where were you at?
So yeah. So I ran Mammoth Fest 12 years. I run a booking agency, so my job was to book bands, manage them, book tours, help them to get signed to major labels, negotiate deals. I've been an artist for all my life since I was 16. So I've actually played in, Nick, I don't know where you studied, but IIT in Guwahati. Are you familiar with that place? I actually performed there back in 2016 to 25,000.
Nick, you're muted.
IIT, those 3 letters say a lot, so it doesn't matter where. But yeah.
Well, I mean, I've had the pleasure of going to Guwahati and touring India and playing there and stuff like that. So, So I have, or rather, I'm rather passionate when it comes to music, and I know the struggles as a musician trying to make it, and that's why I didn't just, I wasn't just an artist. I had to be fingers in all pies. I worked for Terrorizer Metal Magazine as well, so I was helping do the cover mount CDs and writing reviews on bands, and I was just everywhere within the UK scene basically, and I'm quite well known here because of that. I've booked Venom, who at one point Metallica was supporting them back in the day.
Yeah.
I've worked with Megadeth in Russia, and I've had a great life in that respect. But financially wise, it's not been very lucrative, and that's because of various reasons, which I'll kind of tap into a little bit in this presentation in a minute. I don't want to get too heavy into the music side, because this is about a much bigger picture than that. But that's essentially my background anyway, is I'd like to help to change the landscape for artists going forward. And that's what this project that I have is all about, really.
I'm just acknowledging Garfield. He made a donation to Robert's GoFundMe. But are you ready to start your presentation?
Yeah, great. Absolutely. No problem. So do you want to bring that up on the screen, or?
Yeah, there you go.
Fantastic. Thank you. Okay, so I just want to check something. How do I change the screen from the one to the next? So I've got my, would I do that actually like that? Did you just see the screen change then when I did that?
We saw it.
Right. That's fantastic. I just wanted to make sure I got that right before it went any further. So Nick, I'm really appreciative that you're here, and I'm glad that your father's come to visit you, and I don't blame you for missing the meeting earlier. I mean, let's forget about that. Your family are the most important thing, so that's fabulous. Like we've established already, this is just an idea at this point, and what I wanted to do was put it to you, Nick, to the community, to Reva and any of the team that are here as well, and allow people to go away for a minute and mull over these ideas and whether there is any real weight in kind of aiming in sort of this direction possibly. So without further ado, I just want to mention a few things. I mean, first of all, this is the first time I've ever done a presentation. This is the first time I've ever created a presentation with slides. So I hope that it meets your standards, guys. But I've done my best. And this is a 50,000 feet kind of view on things right now, to quote Nick again. Bear with me on that, but ultimately I just want to see what you all think, and I ask everyone to have open minds when we go into this. So the idea is to have what I'm calling now, at least, VDAT. So it would be the Vitruveo DAT, or digital asset trading platform, and ultimately it is a central hub for all digital assets to be sold in one place. So flying on to the next page here, I mean, my vision is really quite simple. In one hand, development wise, and bringing this together, I mean, it obviously gets more complex the more you dig into it, but ultimately I'm looking at sort of merging a Discord style kind of platform with an eBay shop stroke Shopify style store, and with the presentation of sort of Bandcamp as well. Now ultimately I propose massively boosting the creative economy through the design of a single app. So this is really crucial here. One place where it works on desktop, tablet, mobile phone, and so on. Centralizes all digital assets in one space. I want to beat competitors to the market, or I'd like us to. And Nick, your ideas around licensing and the legal frameworks you're coming up with, I think that it all tie in really nicely with this idea. And with having a central place like this, it means that we can also cross market. So for me, if I'm on eBay and I'm looking to buy, I don't know, a t-shirt of a band, it'd be nice if I could play some music. I mean, of course, okay, I can go onto YouTube or whatever, but if we're on this platform, we could be listening to an artist's music while I'm browsing artwork of another kind, or looking for a book that I want, a digital book or whatever it may be. So straight away, we're creating a bit more of an interactive kind of platform than just a buyer seller marketplace, so to speak. Obviously, it's going to be tied in with Web3 with the blockchain in the background. So the functionality, I think, could be absolutely massive here for users. And ultimately, if we can achieve, for example, our goals where we end up with billions of assets being uploaded every year, billions of assets being sold, I mean, it speaks for itself. The volume is going to be insanely massive. The revenue generated will be. But again, most importantly, as an artist, we'll be able to start diverting funds back to artists rather than it being taken by other organizations, as I'll come to in a minute. So that's kind of the vision. I'm not going to spend too long on some of these tabs because we all know what eBay is, but I mean, a couple of highlights. The net income in 2021 was 13.6 billion. That's huge. And as a creator blockchain with a laser focus on trading NFTs as the main product, I believe that we're primed to position ourselves in the market leader in this field, in a digital market. So like a crypto bay almost, but I don't like the word crypto in this context. I wanted to move away from that and make it a bit more inclusive or more broader than just crypto, as again we'll come to in a minute. So I mean, the risk, we already know that there's a couple of platforms out there or whatnot that are looking to build this sort of space. And as you know, Kryptonian yourself, Chris, have mentioned before, you know, when you're talking about brands, you want to be the Samsung, you want to be the iTunes, and I want VDAT to be the digital asset trading platform that everybody goes to, and that will be on the Vitruveo blockchain with you know, maybe multi-chain kind of connections in the future. So it doesn't matter what games or what assets are anywhere on any of the blockchains, they can all tie into this one central place, again, bringing more volume and reach for our customers. And I just think the whole thing could be absolutely massive. Discord, I mean, again, I'm not going to dig into this too much, but a couple of highlights there which I thought were really important is the ability to remain anonymous is really important. I like the idea you can connect your wallet so that you can have different levels of access. So, you know, from our context, we've got the validator chat, we've got the holders chat. But I mean, if you were an artist and you had followers that were maybe better well off, you know, they had lots of money, maybe they could pay $1,000 a month to have exclusive access to an exclusive chat room where they could talk to Miley Cyrus or Metallica or whoever it may be. And I think that, you know, by looking at innovations like this, you're going to be able to, like Twitter does, you know, you're going to be able to connect the community with the artist, the individual, the hero, whatever you want to call it, directly. All right, maybe at a cost, but nevertheless, you still have that direct interaction, which you can't really do anywhere else. And having that ability to do these things enables artists to really build their followers, their crowds, and connect with them better to generate more revenue, as much as being able to just reach out to everybody. So I think Discord, some of the functionality there is exceptionally useful for what I envision. Bandcamp, very limited in its functionality. It is what it is, but at the same time, I like the way it's kind of simple. You know, you can set up as a band or an artist, or you could set up as a record label, and you could have multiple artists under that. And I like the simplicity of it, and I think that tying in something like that with this platform could be quite effective as well. You know, so far, just a quick highlight again, fans have paid 1.18 billion to artists since Bandcamp has set up. So, you know, there's significant revenue there. And, you know, maybe we could do a deal with Bandcamp. I mean, you never know with these things. I mean, they may be looking to expand, and this might be the ideal kind of symbiotic relationship that they're looking for to grow further. Shopify, again, we all know what's going on with Shopify. I mean, at least a lot of people do. For those that don't know what Shopify is, it's essentially an online store infrastructure that enables users to create a shop online, which they can then embed on their website, and it enables them to sell in places like on the web, mobile, social media, online marketplaces, bricks and mortar sites, and more. Not everyone likes crypto, so with this vision that I have, it wouldn't just be about going to VDAT as an app. You know, if you're a seller and you've gone through the process of setting yourself up, you've got your assets on your store there, you could actually then, with my vision, we could look to enable users to embed that store into their website. Customers wouldn't even know that it's Web3, that it's connected to or powered by Vitruveo or whatever. At the end of the day, that website could actually be a hospital. It could be an educational platform, maybe a school or something like that. I mean, the sky's well, I don't want to say that word. I mean, the options are limitless, really, in terms of where we could go just with this idea alone. It keeps the crypto side at bay a little bit while still giving us the market and enables us to reach far more users to generate far more volume and therefore profits. I mean, I've kind of said what I need to say with that. You know, the four together, I think, you know, in the right kind of netting would be a really powerful platform for us to use. Couple of highlights really, and again, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but one of the things that I like about VDAT here is the way that it's scalable. So, you know, if we were designing something where we were selling artwork on a platform, then, you know, it's not any different really to the way we would look to market music or books, and, you know, NFTs for gaming assets and things like that. So, you know, rather than having lots of different apps, we could actually just say, okay, well, let's roll out the art as planned anyway, because it makes sense, obviously, with Nick, your connections and the infrastructure you already have in place. But maybe we could just copy and paste that and embed it into a bigger infrastructure like VDAT. And again, I'll come to sort of strategy ideas in a bit as to how we scale this. And obviously money's a big thing, but ultimately this, I do believe, has the potential to be absolutely revolutionary in various ways. So, I mean, you got a couple of other things there. Cross marketing, like I mentioned, unlimited NFT range. I mean, legally, yeah, okay, that might be more complex than just writing unlimited NFT range. I get that, but at the same time, why not have it all in one place? So, so yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it with that tab, to be honest. But you get the idea. That is all those words there are basically highlighting the previous tab. I will upload this document later if anybody wants to read it properly, or they can pause the video now so they can read it. So I'll move on from there, but it kind of captures what we said in the previous slide. Now, most of us are aware of, you know, various forms of NFTs. So the ones in white we're all familiar with: art, music, gaming, so on, and they're obviously massive. So when, you know, they're an absolute must ASAP. But I mean, thinking outside the box, you know, I used to run a festival. I wanted to be able to digitize wristbands. So when customers went up to the bar, they'd already preloaded their digital wristband, or, you know, their wallet with $200 or whatever it may be, and then they can go to the bar. They can tap their wrist on the machine, and it'll dock one beer, you know, in price. But it could be an NFT for a beer. They could buy 20 beer token NFTs, and then every time they have a beer, they lose one. You know, I mean, that in itself, that, you know, to create a more digital kind of space within the festival environment, I think is crying out for it. You know, having run these events myself, you end up with bottlenecks at the bar, and I just think it just speeds things up for people. You know, you don't want to queue for ages. I mean, moving forward, you know, there's, you know, a book reading meeting. You know, there might be 20 seats in a little bookstore. They could be sold as NFT tickets. Meet and greets, Nick, again, you mentioned front row seats and so on. VIP, camping, raffle tickets, lottery, I mean, blah, blah, blah. Contracts, the rights to songs, competitions. I mean, I'm thinking from the perspective of an artist now, if he wanted to sort of have more engagement from his or her followers, competitions are good. Again, thinking outside the box, education-wise, PubMed documents. I mean, I don't know if they charge for them. I don't think they do at the moment, but, you know, maybe they want to monetize some of that, because the amount of effort that goes into them, maybe they want to try and get a return. School training assets, learning, teaching assets, I mean, blah, blah, blah. Baseball cards, everyone there can read kind of some other ideas, but the potential is, again, absolutely massive. And I mean, this is just me scratching my head over a last, you know, sort of 3-4 weeks. I'm sure that there's many other ideas out there as well that I haven't even listed. So let's move forward. Brief bit of research. Again, I mean, this is 50,000 feet. I've, you know, trying to make sure this presentation is kind of there, the bones of it, rather than getting into too much detail. But a bit more information on the NFT market is projected to reach 1,601 million, which, correct me if I'm wrong, is 1.6 billion. But why they've written it like that, say no more. They expected to grow by another 18.55% by 2027 to 3.162 million, or 3,162 million. I mean, I've never talked about it like that, but there we are. And they reckon that the average NFT asset is now around $114 in 2023. So a little bit of interesting information there to sort of digest. I mean, this is without considering this proposal of VDAT as well. I mean, if we were to merge markets together, build confidence within the crypto world, and, you know, bring in hospitals and schools and God knows what else, I mean, I'd like them to be rewriting their forecasts in a few years and saying, wow, the NFT market has absolutely spiraled upwards since the launch of VDAT, for example. So in terms of the user experience, again, just a high level kind of fly through this. framework is simple. Starting off with the big entities, so publishers, galleries, record labels, and then down to artists, and then down to the digital assets themselves. Very much reworking the eBay model with integrating some Discord ideas in the Bandcamp style presentation, as I mentioned. In terms of the user experience, it'll be easy and familiar to use with the simple sign-up function that enables people to become a user buyer by providing very minimal information. A bit like on Discord, you create an alter ego and you get on with it. From a user buyer perspective, so users could be someone who's browsing the site for items they may want to buy. They may then decide they want to stream an audio track, or they may want to buy a book, or whatever it may be. So they kind of come into the same realm as far as I'm concerned. If they realize they want to buy something, they can pay in two ways: connect their digital wallet, pay by Bitcoin. If they do, then the Bitcoin gets swapped to Vitruveo, and then the transaction goes through. So there actually be two gas fees there if there's two transactions, but again, they'd be minimal. Same with paying by fiat too. So the whole fiat thing being about making sure that we are inclusive of those who are maybe a little more adverse against crypto using per se. Again, really simple. If they are going to buy a book, then they get the NFT of the book, maybe with a license, again, depending on who's publishing that. If it was the publisher themselves, then they could create the license when issuing it. If they self-released as a writer, then they could create their own license with the NFT. Again, lots of things to work out, but ultimately huge potential there. And if they wanted to play something, then they wouldn't get an NFT. They would just be they would be empowered to play the music video for 5 minutes or whatever, however long it is. And once they've played it, it would end, and they would pay a fee for that. Now, just to add here, I'm yet to realize anyways in which a user buyer could scam someone on the platform. So security can be relaxed at this level, question mark. I mean, I'm not saying that that's a fact. I'm saying I'm not aware myself of how anyone could play the community as a user buyer. I remain, to be sort of corrected there if there were any other ways. Moving forward, sellers and user security. I know, Nick, you mentioned before that you are against KYCing users, and I understand why. I am one of those individuals who would prefer to have anonymity on occasion as well. So what I've written into this is that individuals not to be KYC'd, but if they're a business, whether it be a record label, a publisher, a hospital, you name it, whatever, a gaming company or whatever it may be, they would need to KYC, but the chances are they're not going to be against the idea, because they're already probably going to be centralized in some format anyway. And so that I don't think would be a problem. In taking this sort of approach, the risk is limited to the odd individual trying to defraud. And if we have other methods in place to limit their ability to defraud, then I think the overall risk of there being lots of scams is kept to a real minimum. So again, mitigating. But if we weren't to be more cautious with bigger businesses, and they were to come in and defraud 50 people very quickly as a team and disappear, that would be very costly. So I think maybe we should be looking at KYCing businesses. Again, this is just an idea, and something again worth discussing. With regards to setting up, a seller account, so start off with, you're a user buyer, and that's it. If you want to upgrade to sell, then that's something that customers can do, and then they go through a simple process. They KYC. There's some pop-ups warning those, whether they're individuals or businesses, that they'll be immediately, whether it be remove, block, freeze assets, return assets if that's within our power, and so on, just to kind of warn that we are very hot on this and we will not tolerate it. I'd like to have a system in place within the platform where user buyers can report scams or concerns, whatever they may be, and then we have a team of individuals that look into that, as well as work with documenting the individuals that have KYC too on a database that again needs to be in line with data protection rules in the UK and globally, all the other rules that are out there. So no doubt legal need to be all over that as well, if this is something that we want to take forward. And I think that's pretty much it for that. I think everyone gets the idea, don't they? Selling assets, I mean, I'm going to fly through this because everyone pretty much, I'm sure, will have tried to sell something on eBay before, but I imagine the process would be quite simple. List an item, tell them what you're saying. You work your way through the subcategories. You hit the sell button, NFT is minted with a license, blah, 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 blah. Pretty self-explanatory there. Again, very user-friendly. Minimum clicks to sell where possible too, to make it really lean so that we don't put people off having to try and list stuff. And that's basically it. So now I want to change direction a little bit. Can I just check? Is everyone still there? Because I'm not sure if I'm talking to myself.
No, you're doing great, man. Just keep going. Don't even stop. Keep going. You're doing great.
Cool. I just had to double check because, you know, I could have been talking to myself then. Okay, cool. Let's move on. So the artist reality. Now, this is something that's very close to my heart. Let me just move my phone. Each of those three individuals have all committed suicide as artists. And I mean, forgive me for bringing this up, but this really is relevant and poignant, in my opinion. It is a major reason why Kurt Cobain committed suicide. And that is because the music industry literally was raping him, as he quoted in one of his own songs called Rape Me on the In Utero album back in '94, if I'm not mistaken. Very dark song. And ultimately, it was about the music industry taking everything from him. And in the end, he just couldn't deal with it anymore. And he's no longer with us. The other two, less music related, but nevertheless, I just find it really difficult to, you know, accept that these people have gone, especially with Kurt after his experiences. The music industry can be a really dark place. So, I mean, let's just, for example, now take a quick look through a musician's eyes. And imagine that there's a band that they've just finished writing an album's worth of material. They want to launch it and make their first steps into becoming a professional act. To do so, up front straight away, they're looking at £6,000 recording costs for a decent quality album. Anything less than that, and I think they're wasting their time, but that's just me being me. Graphic design and fees and other costs. Before you know it, you're looking at over $10,000 to release one album. When you realize then the returns from record labels, Spotify, iTunes, and gigging, I mean, you know, they'll be lucky to get $50, £100 here, whatever it is. And, you know, that doesn't even cover their petrol to the next gig, never mind where they're going to sleep and food and everything. So the infrastructure itself is just really unhealthy. It's really stacked against the artist, and it's stacked against the people around them, like the smaller promoters as well. And I've lived and breathed it, and it's hard, you know. So, I mean, let's just take a look at how much an act will get from some of these streaming platforms. So, 1 million streams of one song and on Spotify, and you'll get $4,000. Now, I'm sorry, but what? Apple Music, slightly better. I mean, Tidal. I mean, I who uses Tidal? I mean, that's the problem. You know, they're paying more because they want to try and onboard more people over there. But that's just terrible. Okay. Let's have a look. 2021, Spotify made 3 billion gross profits, and they're taking money directly from artists that are working very hard to try and get their music out there. I find that crazy, to be honest with you. So just looking at things from some of the main countries where bands maybe will tour, you know, United States 4,090, United Kingdom 5,588. But I mean, it's all poor. And when you actually work that out, it's 0.00409,058 per play. So they'd have to stream their song 2,445 times to get $1. So if they wanted to break even on their $10,000 investment, they'd have to have 2.445 million plays to break even on that album, which, you know, for a budding new artist like that is very unrealistic, because they wouldn't have the marketing and the other investments required to get the reach that they would need to try and get that kind of thing. So I'm just reinforcing that here. 24.4 million plays. So, you know, let's look at why an artist would join VDAT compared to some of those other platforms. We've tapped into the streaming side of things. Terrible returns on this one. The returns will be far better. I'll come to that in a second. In fact, let me go to the next screen quickly. Let's just look at this, right? So down here, the artist, according to this plan right now, and again, these are all ideas, and we should discuss it, and God knows where we'll end up with it. But, you know, the way this is designed right now, the artist would get 100% of the product fee every time it's sold. And I'll come back to that in a second. So artists will find huge value in paying $1 for their digital asset to be uploaded when they know they can sell it over and over again and get 100% of the revenue. They can be innovative about how they present exclusive material to their fans to drive up income. And I talked about some ideas earlier about how we could do the, exclusive chat spaces and things like that. And I don't know, membership schemes, videos that are only released on VDAT. So you imagine if I could, I'm friends with a guy called Michael Alego who signed Metallica back in 1984. I could reach out to him and say, look, how about we do a deal with Metallica where they only release their next music video or album or whatever on VDAT. First of all, the returns financially are far, far better than any other platform. They've already gone up against Napster in the past because they knew where this was all heading with Spotify and iTunes. And I have an inkling that they may be very interested in something like this. And you imagine if we had that one video that was only available on VDAT, all of a sudden, bang, people are paying $5, $10 to see it over and over again, to show their mates, all this kind of stuff. I mean, the potential there is massive. So again, being able to put the money back into the artist's hands compared to any competitor is going to give us an absolutely massive edge over all competitors. It's going to take some time to get them to come away from Spotify and stuff like that, but it'll happen in time. I think it's going to be not generational. I don't think it'll take that long, but it's going to be something that would it take a little while for them to adjust their minds to the idea that actually, you know what, we don't want to be paying DistroKid to distribute our music on Spotify and iTunes for 1 year to get absolutely no return. What we're better off doing is just releasing it on VDAT and encouraging our whole community to come and join us there in one space where we can interact with them and so on. To add some additional kind of benefits as well, when they are selling their assets, they can keep it in vitruveo if they want, and they can reinvest that, and with rebasing and with maybe the price going up as we grow the business, if we're onboarding more and more projects, more and more digital assets every day, we're generating more income, the price will go up and the value of their assets will go up too. So they may actually realize that there's additional wealth to be gained from leaving it in vitruveo. So I've kind of highlighted again, they would consider eventually not going on Spotify, because I mean it's absolutely mad that any band would even go there in the first place, but there we are. Morally, it's the right way forward for artists. For too long they've been shafted, excuse my language, but it does annoy me. Lots of middlemen as well that we can cut out by giving the artists a direct to customer route. So you haven't got to go through marketing necessarily. You haven't got to go through third party companies and that are helping to get them out there or whatever it may be. They can reach their customers right there. Artists also don't need to tell anyone they're on our platform, because if we do the whole Shopify style embedding on their website, then they can actually create their little universe from VDAT on their website without anyone realizing this is all Web3 powered by vitruveo and so on. So again, you're not necessarily having to tell the world that this is all on a blockchain. This is just a new way of communicating between artists and fans, which I think is invaluable. So yeah, it'll be a shift in the market. It'll take some work. I am under no illusion how massive this would be to try and deliver from now to tens of millions of assets being uploaded every month and so on. But I think there's huge leverage in the financials there. So in terms of like how I've envisioned this, again, open to discussion, this is just ideas. Every time a seller uploads an asset up to the value of $49.99, there's a $1 fee plus a gas fee, whatever that may be. I mean, I've put 0.2C there. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I know that fluctuates as well, but gives us a rough idea where we are. Anything over $50 exactly would then be 3%. So, to give some examples, $50 at 3% would be $1.50. So a little bit more than the $1. That kind of works. It was $1,000 product, $30 fee. At this point, as I mentioned, the buyers, gosh, this is hard work. The buyers buying the assets would then give their money straight to the artist. They get 100%, and we get a gas fee for that asset. If they're paying for the asset in Bitcoin, it would be converted to vitruveo. Then the artist would get the money. So there'd be 2 gas fees potentially there. But we can also look at making implementing, maybe a 3% buyer fee as well. So every time someone buys something, we take 3%. I don't know. I mean, that's still amazing compared to any of our competitors. So there's definitely scope for flexing on the ins and outs to generate really solid returns for us. But I think the idea of saying 100% just has this real weight to it that no competitor will ever be able to compete with that. And even if they did come into the market afterwards, they'd have to give 100%. And are they going to be able to deliver and make the money that they want to? We shall see. So all the proceeds we shared according to the download backers, holders, blah blah blah. I mean, that's all up in the air at the moment, and of course, Nick, you're working on that stuff, so we'll see what unfolds in the future. So yeah, all negotiable, and yeah, I mean that makes sense to everyone, I'm sure. Yeah. So let's have a look at how an artist would benefit from 1 million plays on VDAT. I mean, first of all, let's assume that the asset's $1. So 1 million people buy the asset once, there's $1 million straight away. They pay a $1 listing fee. They pay a 20 cents gas fee to list it as well. So $1.20 leaves them with $999,998.80 from one track. I think that's remarkable, and financially wise for us, this can work, and very well, because we're charging at the point of uploading the listing. It's all about the volume of listings. That's the key there. Again, we could take some money from the sales side of things as well when the product is sold. Huge. Now that's the sort of reward scheme that I believe, reward scheme that will draw mass onboarding to our platform. I mean, I've spoken to musicians already that have just said this is a no-brainer, to paraphrase. Doesn't matter whether it's a book, painting, or whatever. If we're going to apply this model across the board, then I just see there being mass onboarding in no time at all. I mean, there will be a point where people won't renew their accounts with Spotify. They'll want to migrate all their assets over to VDAT because that's where the money is. And if people want to follow them, and a lot of people are very passionate about the bands that they follow, or the publisher, the writer, whatever it may be. So I think that there's serious weight to this. So, I mean, I can give a couple of ideas now, again, of how artists can kind of take advantage of VDAT. I briefly went into this earlier, but $10 exclusive membership access, $40 quarterly, or $100 per year, and they get everything the artist publishes. $50 a month subscription to Art Packs, Nick. I don't know what you're charging at the moment, forgive me, but there's your market right there. And if we're bringing so many more people in, then the growth for Art Packs would be massive as well. Same with record labels. If someone bought if I paid $100 to Sumerian Records, one of my favorite labels, and then I just got everything they launched ever, whenever, all included in that, that would be wonderful. I'd be all over that. But you can't do that at the moment. You have to buy things individually. You don't have any connection with the label. There's no real interaction. The only interaction you have is with the band. So yeah, I mean, some other ideas as well, exchanging, selling, swapping, gifting assets, just to give somebody something. Why not? What a nice thing to do. And multi-share assets as well, where someone may, they may decide that between the three of them, they want to buy the rights to an Elvis song and then gain the royalties from that. So they all need to then, have access to that wallet and divvy out the revenue 3 ways as and when they do, when the royalties come in. Legally, that's a bit of a minefield, but I'm sure that we can get there with that. So, lots of ideas there. Again, just scratching the surface. So I know you're all thinking this is the answer, and, when Lambo, when are we going to be covered in gold, and where's the dollar bills? Well, I mean, the reality is that we have a hell of a long way to go. So if you want a Lambo, you need to get carving, quite frankly. And I think that's what we need to do, because this is going to be absolutely massive as an undertaking. And neither I, or I'm sure anyone else watching right now, will have any other opinion of that, quite frankly. Now, I have done a spreadsheet, but it's not that in depth. I wanted to keep it really simple, just to kind of demonstrate what may happen as a snapshot of maybe in the first couple of months, and then maybe after 5 years or something like that. So, again, pinch of salt here. I want to say a few things. This is just an example. There's only 10, 15 types of NFT asset there. I mean, of course, there are hundreds of assets that we could be listing. I mean, to give you an example of something that's not on there, can I actually do that right now? Let me have a look. I don't know, a membership to an artist where you get all their stuff. I mean, that's not on there right now, is it? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Steve,
Yeah, sure.
can I just interrupt you real quick here?
Of course you can.
I know that Nick has to run in a few minutes, and I know that you have more to your presentation, but I kind of wanted to see if Nick had Nick had any input right now, or if he just wants you to finish up, he's going to take off and he'll get with you later.
No problem. Yeah, sure.
You're on mute, Nick. And you got anything to add right now, or anything like that, or?
I mean, we plan on tackling the music domain right after art, and then take on movies after that. So this is great that you're focused on music. I was on a Twitter space a couple of weeks ago with Scott Page of Pink Floyd, and he's also quite into NFTs.
I actually was listening to that, Nick. That was pretty cool.
So I think music is right. My suggestion would be that you have a very big vision, but to make it a reality, you gotta bring it down and start with where's the start of this? Like what one thing do you want to start with that has the greatest chance of success? Because in my experience with startups, 5 at this point, I've learned that if you start broad and try and succeed, it doesn't work. But if you start narrow and then grow outward and upward, it works really well, because you have a chance to kind of finesse things and get your platform working well and things like that.
Sure.
I really like the niche you were talking about earlier about music festivals. I've kind of dabbled in those, and I know a few people that I think that's very, very lucrative idea to pursue, because a lot of bands make their most money from the music festivals, and they are very, very big. Chris probably knows about Cincinnati Music Festival. There's some huge things there. So that's one thing to start off with. And I think what you're doing kind of aligns with what we are doing. So and it might help to refine if you have a conversation. But basically, if you think about what we are doing, is we are creating a registry of assets, right? And then what we are doing is giving entrepreneurs such as yourself the opportunity to take those assets with their metadata and create a front end for them where you bring the audience and you bring the creators, etc. But we take care of the back of the house, kind of the back office kind of thing for you. So in fact, if you think of you used Shopify as an example, that's a great example, because with the Vitru Hub, what we want to do is allow people to create a Shopify-like store for themselves. So let's say that your domain expertise is jazz music, right? So you would spin up a jazz music site appealing to jazz listeners, etc., and make money. And you would just upsell whatever the artist had put. So the artist always gets paid whatever they want, and the buyer essentially pays a little bit more. That's your profit, for creating that microsite, if you will, right? So I think I see a lot of potential in what you're doing. You've obviously thought about it very broadly. What I would encourage you is to start thinking about it narrowly, so you can execute on it, because it's hard to execute if you're trying to be all things to all people. Mm-hmm. You want to be very specific. So that would be my feedback.
I understand.
And I'd love to work with you.
Yeah, sure. I mean, from my perspective, I was thinking, because they're kind of the same, rather than having 10 different apps, we could have one that just, we scale up. So yeah, you're right. I mean, I agree with you. I need to think about how we can deliver that. But on the last slide, if I could just show you this, and I'll just fly through it.
Well, don't lose your place, because I want to see the end of it, though. I want to see the.
Okay. Well, I will just stay to this, and then I'll go back in a moment.
Okay.
But, I mean, what I've said here, if I may, Nick, is I'm not looking to own this myself. I was going to put this to the community to own it collectively, and to design and build and nurture it together between us. I fully understand what you're saying about we're a blockchain. You guys want to sort of deliver the back end, and then entrepreneurs can bolt on the front end stuff, and then between us all, we'll make money and so on. I get that. But I mean, I'll be honest. I'll be the first to admit that I wouldn't know where to start when it comes to securing VC revenue and This is a massive thing. I would need a lot more help in terms of marketing and stuff like that. And that's why I was hoping that maybe we could put this to the DAO. And if the community said that we all wanted this collectively, then maybe we could look to deliver this and it be a Vitruveo asset. So, all right, quite a big app, but nevertheless, it would be a
Yeah,
Vitruveo.
it wouldn't need to be there. One of the things we plan on doing is having a grants program where entrepreneurs bring just exactly as you are up an idea, and they pitch, and we would have capital available in tranches to you. So you hit a milestone, you get the next tranche. You hit another milestone, you get the next tranche. Venture capital, etc., is not going to work for something like this because people assume that VC is just out there just sitting there handing out money. It doesn't work like that, right? You got to have the vision, but more importantly, you got to have a team and you got to build traction. So for example, until you get like 10,000 users or something like that, no VC is gonna look at it because the costs to get to compute resources are free. You should be able to get a couple of devs for free to get you to the seed stage, at least like build a prototype of a product or what we call an MVP, minimum viable product. So you should be able to do that. And that's when in your what we call Series A round is when you typically have VCs come in. But the seed round is typically done through grants, through angel investors, friends and family, etc. So grants is where we would come in, where we want to nurture projects like this and essentially that take advantage of our platform, the protocol, and build something useful on it. So once we have that capital, and right now we are capital constrained, so
I know.
but we are going to have that capital someday, and someday very soon, and then we will have our grants program, and we will just like every other protocol. Every protocol has a grants program to incentivize people to build on their protocol. So I see this as totally something that you would apply for a grant for, get funded, and the grant is not only about money. It comes with a team. So you get marketing resources, you get technical resources, you get a product development resources, etc. So you have advisors then who help guide you to an MVP, launch it, and start getting traction. So any project that we would supply a grant for, we have a highly vested interest in making sure they succeed. And so that's you can think of it as an incubator model also that works really well in Silicon Valley. And so we would do that. So I see this as having the potential to be incubated that way as a music project. But I would encourage you to start by finding that one thing in here that is the low-hanging fruit, that is the greatest pain point among the creators, and tackle it that way, and then grow upwards from there. Because there are quite a few actually projects out there on blockchain that are doing similar things, etc. What you have to do is establish your niche and get traction, and then it's it is by no means a done deal. There is no clear winner yet. So there's plenty of opportunity to build this out and make it successful. And just because you're first doesn't necessarily mean you're the best. There's quite a few out there. You're trying. So you got to figure out what is your niche and how you can do it 10x or 100x better than others. And then you can kick ass. Your primary value proposition is your domain knowledge. You have that, right? So now what you need to do is get a team together where you can throw in someone who has Web3 product experience, and then potentially Web3 marketing experience. So you have that, and then you got yourself a very potent offering. We'll back you up and provide sort of the blockchain tech on it, so you can leverage your domain expertise and help creators out. So this is very exciting, and I'm super pleased that you've thought through this. But I would encourage you to narrow down.
Cool. Yeah, no problem. Nick, really appreciate you coming on today and talking to me, and thank you for your feedback.
Nick, are you taking off, or you still got some more time? Or
I'm gonna take off. I have another meeting in 10 minutes I need to prep for, so I gotta head out for that. But I'm excited about our Friday thing that we talked about here. So in lieu of trying to answer questions ad hoc in Discord, etc., I'm going to do a weekly AMA whose sole purpose is to answer all the community questions at one point, and to also provide sort of a weekend review. What did we achieve in the prior 5 days? Show some stuff like what's new, etc. What are we going to do the next week? What's coming up, etc. So this Friday weekend review is going to be an important thing for us to communicate with the community on a regular cadence. So yeah, excited about it.
I look forward to it.
Yep. All right, I'm out. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Steve.
Nick.
Talking to you again.
We'll see you, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
See you guys. Bye-bye. Thanks,
Bye.
Chris.
Thanks, bye. All right, now you got to get back to where you were because I'm like waiting. I'm like, okay. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I knew that you'd want to hear some feedback immediately before because he had to go. So
totally cool. No, absolutely. I was meant to have a meeting with him earlier, and then I saw on Twitter that his father got flown from India, and I was like, oh, that's way more important than talking to me. That's fine. So yeah, no, I understand. But I'm glad he was there for a minute. That's really appreciated. You know, it's great. Okay, like I was saying a minute ago, I've just tried to give a bit of a snapshot of how the finances may work on this. And I mean, you know, if you look at this screen here, you can see 1, 2, 3. That's per month. So let's just imagine, for example, that we were successful in uploading 500 streaming assets, 250 single assets to buy, so where you have an NFT, 100 single assets where you get a physical copy as well at $5 price value, and so on, all the way down to real estate land contract. However unrealistic, let's just for the moment roll with it, even though I appreciate that's probably too much. You know, and after 1 month we end up with 1,110 assets listed on the site. For each asset, we'd be charging $1 up until the point when it is worth over $50. If you remember, with the 3% would kick in, that's where the $100 asset, the art NFT, would allocate a $3 fee there. Essentially, the revenue that we would generate from something as small as that would be around 13,000. Month 2, I've just doubled it. You know, I haven't got all day to kind of make up numbers. I just went, whatever, let's just double it, and then double it again for the third one. So you get a sense of growth over a few months. Not much money. Obviously, I appreciate that. But at the same time, that's how it's going to be when we first launch this. We have to be real that it's going to be quite tough. It's no good just kind of dreaming magic numbers 10 years down the line without kind of understanding that this is where we're going to be and so on. So let's now do that, and let's fast forward to, I don't know, I put year 5, it could be year 7, it could be year 3, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let's assume then that we get to the point where we're uploading 1 million assets a month for asset streaming assets, and same products. You know, I haven't kind of mixed this up again. I just wanted to give a real simple snapshot of what it might look like. You know, if we're at that point in, you know, month 49, then we would be uploading or customers would be uploading over 10 million assets, and that would be to the sum of about $12 million a month. Okay, so now we're getting into the realms of there being some real serious returns coming in. Again, this is just a snapshot. It's just an idea. It's just an example of how it may look. To do proper forecasting, that's another level altogether right now, let's be fair. So how does that look then in terms of sort of returns? As you can see here on this screen, we start off with month 1, 1,110, right down to 13,000 assets being listed by month 12. Same assets, just getting a little bit bigger every month, slightly more money. So we end up in a situation where, you know, we've got gas fee earnings there, 17,000. We've got another gas fee earning when the product is sold. So, and I'm basing that on 50% success rate. So 100% of the assets get uploaded for sale. Only 50% are sold. Again, this just gives us an idea of how this may look. So you're generating 8,000 there. And then for every single asset that's been uploaded, so you're looking at 86,000 assets across the whole year. And then all the assets that are sold, then you end up with about $1 million coming in across the first year, which isn't too bad for a first year for, you know, from any startup. If they said, hey, you're going to have $1 million coming in gross, of course, I don't think that would be too bad a place to be. In terms of DAO splits, and I think this is something worth mentioning and digging into again. This is a bit more for the validators out there. I have a node, you know, I'm keen to ensure that I generate as much wealth as I can within reason, and I'm sure we all do. But we also obviously have to look after the DAO and the backers and other individuals too. So this is just a really simple kind of snapshot. Now, Nick mentioned in one of his previous AMAs recently about year one would be an 80-20 split between the DAO and the nodes. So if that was the case, then if we did have $1 million come in over the course of the first year, that would be 839,000 to the DAO, or 20% would be 200,000, which would leave us with a split of 419. Now, sorry, forgive me, in year one is 60-40. So you can see the split there. $839 is what a node would earn split across 500 nodes. Okay, let's fast forward to 5 years, 6, 7 years, whatever it is. Let's have a look at how that looks with the silly numbers, right? You get the idea. It's exactly the same information, but with just higher volumes. In something like this, you know, year 5, we could be generating as much as 183 million dollars. Again, pinch of salt. I've made these numbers up based on absolute random nonsense, but at the same time, it gives us an idea. And if that was the case, at that point, we would be looking at an 80-20 split based on what Nick was proposing. And if that's the case, then a node would earn around 73,000 per year. So it shows the potential here. What we have to consider is that one artist alone may sell billions of products a year. Miley Cyrus being one on the tip of my tongue, Metallica again. I mean, there's so many. You know, if we can onboard these sort of artists and we can get those sort of volumes, and we're in the tens of millions, if not, you know, what a beautiful place it would be if we had billions of assets going on every year. The revenue streams would certainly look a lot brighter then. So, I mean, just again to kind of go over that, pinch of salt. No one's a crystal ball. I certainly don't. This is just a bit of a snapshot. We could grow much faster or slower. We may start with far lower sellers and products onboarding. Miley Cyrus has billions of plays on their channels. Publishing companies publish billions of books every year. You never know what kind of growth would come from just doing deals with book publishing companies. Some artists will struggle to sell even one asset ever. Some markets will be small, like real estate, even if we even go there with that. One asset alone could be worth millions. So lots of variables there that are really hard to kind of pin down when trying to put together some sort of forecasting. Again, this is high level, 50,000 feet. It is what it is. Now, in terms of approaching this from a financial perspective, Nick's kind of put the nail in the coffin on this one. And I understand why. You know, I put venture capital as a priority, but you know, as he said, you know, it needs traction. I'm going to rewrite this, so I'm not sure I'm going to dig into this too much, other than to say the other options were community fundraising. There's a lot of investment fatigue amongst us. I get that. So how interested people are in investing in something like this, whether it be their energy or financially, that's another thing. But I mean, you know, I banter if this gets any traction at all. You know, if the consensus is via a DAO vote or whatever that we want to do this collectively, I'm happy for this to be our asset, not mine. I mean, I'll have my stake in it. I would, you know, I'd be heavily involved because I'm very passionate about this, but this is for us. I want us to deliver this. You know, I think 20 or 50 heads is far better than me on my own, and who knows where it could go. And maybe there's a way in which we could say, well, look, you know, just like the nodes, let's allocate 30% of the business to individuals, and you invest, whoever wants to invest, and between us, we raise the capital and then have a share in the business. And then between us, we have the money to go forward, again, with Nick's backing as well, with the grants and other things. Who knows? Okay, very, very up in the air. This is just, again, ideas. I don't know why I keep saying that, and you guys know it's just I don't know, I feel a little bit nervous when I present this because I know where we've all been. We've been through hell. You know, the last thing I want to do is come on here and go, hey guys, we've been shafted numerous times, but let's invest again. I don't know. But if you want to, maybe, you know, talk to me, talk amongst yourselves, let Chris know, let me know, let Kryptonian know, whatever. I'm not even going to talk about that because that's way down the line, pointless now. We've got the team there, right? I mean, technology, Prabhu. We've got marketing with Reva. It's a no-brainer to me to make this a vitruveo product, basically. But if Nick's saying, look, Steve, you need to position that as a separate entity, but you can use the community and we can still make it very much ours, I love the idea of that. I'm really not going to quibble over some semantics. I think ultimately what's at stake here for us in terms of wealth, our investments, and getting a good return, I think it's important that, you know, we drop the BS and actually work together and try and deliver something that really is tangible for all of us. And this may well be one of the things. The only other thing I wanted to point to is today, this afternoon, on that bottom link there, Vitruveo Chain Medium, how is Vitruveo solving creative challenges? I actually dug into that before doing this thing. And as a last point here, I mean, he's got, on that link, it says, problem one, there's no creator or artwork verification. Well, we're working on that. Artists have no mechanism by which they can communicate the licensing or royalty requirements for the artworks they put on the chain. Well, if we had a platform like this, when you mint an NFT, there'll be a license that comes with it so that it's all legitimate, so people can't copy it and try and defraud anyone. All the NFTs and digital art collectibles are off chain. I mean, true, yes. Again, our platform would solve that problem too. So there's problem three. Problem four, inferior user experience. Well, I believe that the way that we would present this as Discord with eBay, Shopify, and Bandcamp would make it a very simple user experience to solve that problem. And then lack of support and compliance around standards. I mean, Nick's working on that with the legal team. I'm not going to go there. Under ecosystems level, it says here about collection of web and mobile dApps. I mean, I think I can totally understand why we would have an app for selling artwork like OpenSea, but that's already something. And, you know, we have an app for music, but we've already got Bandcamp, and then we've got an app for someone else. I think what makes this so attractive, certainly in my mind, and I might be deluded, but I hope I'm not, is the idea that it is all together. You know, while I'm listening to music on that app, I can then be browsing artwork and, oh, do you know what? I must check. And all of a sudden, like, do you want to buy the contract for a Slipknot song? Like, I can actually own the rights to that song. Oh my God, yes, please. I don't know. The ability to cross market and upsell, I think, is massive, especially if we embed analytics within the website, within the coding itself, so that we learn who the customers are, so that we can, over time, drive more and more sales. I think the potential is massive. So there you go. That's it. I made it.
You did good. You did good, man. That's some awesome stuff, man. You had, I would have to say, you had me very interested, and I like the break part where Nick came in and you know, got his idea and everything like that. I do think that this should be a project that you're heavily involved. I think this is something that this is your idea and everything like that. This is you're very passionate about this. And to me, on the outside, if I was looking to invest or whatever, I would want to talk to you. I would want your input. So
Cool.
I think maybe it's like Nick was saying, you know, grab the low hanging fruit and see about that. But I would say that now this is just a suggestion. I'm not sure, but you thought about making like maybe a Discord, maybe bringing a couple of maybe some buddies and getting like a discussion going and like, hey, this was a presentation. What do you guys think? And like just get the ball rolling or something like that. I mean, we can get a bunch of people to join and everything, but I know there's a ton of people that they haven't talked about this, but they've talked about some of these things that you were talking about. And I think that this might turn into something that if you get some good input, you could this could be a project that you could and especially with the DAO part that you're talking about. And I'm huge on community involvement and all that.
Yeah.
This might be something you might get a few people in there, and all of a sudden it starts growing, and you got a lot of input from a lot of people, and
Yeah.
I mean, you spearhead it, but at the same time, you're you're listening to a community of people and stuff.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah, I love the idea. Yeah, and I mean, I've already reached out to more than 10 people about this, including yourself, some of you, to get feedback, and it's been quite positive so far. I think Nick's right to rein me in a little bit in terms of it's massive how you're going to make that actually tangible and deliverable. But yeah, I mean, that's stuff that I can work on, no problem. I love the idea. I will look at setting up a Discord sort of chat space. Again, if anybody's watching this now and they want to reach out to me as well and DM me on Discord in Vitruveo's thing or whatever, just do so. Talk to me if you have any skills in any of the areas and you really want to see this come to fruition. Then I'd love that. That would be excellent, definitely. So
yeah, you count me, and I'd love to be a part of any kind of. I'm probably a user end of this. I'm not the technical or anything like that, but I know how I, bounce to Spotify and bounce to all these different places to get my entertainment values. And I could see a lot of these and being like, wait, I could do what I've been doing, but it also helps the community of Vitruveo and all the people there. And I mean, to me, I mean, I'm really excited about the digital asset part of the blockchain because of the fact of what happened to me with Apple a couple years ago. So, I mean, if nobody knows about that, I had an Apple account where I had purchased tons. I mean, all my kids all needed the latest cartoon, TV show, the movie, the music, all that stuff forever, 10, 12 years worth. And I got hacked and they couldn't help me. And all that, I lost every bit of all those movies and everything like that and all that. So, I'm just a little disgruntled about that. And I would like it to be something that it was, these things, whatever this works out to be and everything, that it was something that was more, it takes that leap from just signing into a web page to a whole platform that I can, get my entertainment value from that, but
well, you paid a lot of money for those things as well, so you've lost them in that context too, and if it was in your account, in your user space on VDAT, then it'll always be there because it'll be on the blockchain essentially. So
yeah, that's my whole So I'm big on this. I mean, Fowler, Fowler, Crypto. I know that you were listening through most of it, but how do you guys feel?
I mean, I was gonna use advice if I was tackling this. I mean, because it's a very niche project, and with this type of project, I feel like you're gonna need the not your users, but more your talent. You're gonna need to get the musicians, all the artists. You're gonna have to get that backing first. And the reason why I said the best way to do this is be on Twitter. I don't know if you're on Twitter. Get on Twitter because that's where they are. Start throwing your ideas, throwing your project out on Twitter.
Yeah.
If they hear it, they will come. They're gonna hear it. They're gonna get interested. You have the mindset. You know what they need. You know what they want to get paid. They want to get paid fairly. You already have it. You just need to get the backing. When you get the backers, as far as like the actual human beings, believing in what you're doing and come rallying around you, you put them all into the Discord and stuff. You guys start talking. They know people. I'm sure somebody knows a developer. That's how all this stuff comes together.
Absolutely.
And you just really get it behind and tell them it's Vitruveo, right? You're already gonna tell them it's Vitruveo. You bring in artists. Artists are gonna come anyway. We need the artists. You're rallying that up. I promise you, if you rally the people behind you, the funding and support you're going to need to get this done will come. It will literally come. If anything, think about it. You'll have all these musicians and and they believe in you. and you're like, hey, I need to get this done, but I need financials. They all can run lives and play music and grab donations for your project.
Yeah, of course.
It's like that, man. So definitely I think the first thing you should do, get on Twitter, start shouting out your project and the benefits and everything you're trying to provide to the artists. Just keep shouting it out. They will hear it. They're gonna hear it, they're gonna keep reposting, they're gonna like it. Just bring them in, rally it all together, all those like minds talking in one Discord. I promise you're gonna get something done.
Yeah, cool. What do you think of the idea from a gaming perspective?
I think seeing that, I mean, because my whole thing is that you want to have your assets wherever game you want to go to, right? And I think the biggest thing, and I think the blockchain can actually help with this, is pretty much authenticating the fact that these are your items, right? One, that they're your items, and two, being able to have the ability of having like music, art, film, all that stuff in one spot, that helps game developers, because they need that stuff too. They need art, they need sound, they need marketing, they need all that stuff. They need this, and you'll have those type of people hanging around the blockchain anyway for your project. So that's going to be a delight for a game developer. As far as for gamers, I mean, you're pretty much just meshing everything together for them. I mean, the more you make things simplistic for even gamers or just people in general, the more or less they're going to never leave that shop. Think about Amazon, right? Amazon has everything. I can go there for toilet tissue. I can go there for food. I can go there for anything. If I really wanted to live my life on Amazon, I could, right? But there's more to life. But if I was literally looking for things, I can get everything from Amazon. So that aspect of your project, I think, is going to be dope, especially in the crypto market. Don't hear it. Don't listen to everybody who's saying, "Oh, somebody else is doing this, somebody's doing that." Right. Yeah, they're doing half of this, half of that. And a lot of the times, no one's like, just like Nick said, no one has reached the pinnacle of crypto development. Okay, right. We're right now, I think we're going to level layer. We're layer 2. Layer 2 is the highest right now. There's still room for growth, and that means that's for everybody. That's not just gaming. That's not just crypto, DeFi, all this stuff. This is just the beginning. We're in the infancy. Somebody told me a couple years ago that crypto is about the size of Apple, right? That was just 2 years ago. The expansion from that, not that much, maybe a little bit bigger. We still haven't broke out. And then once we break out with crypto and crypto start getting more adoption, we still have a lot more land to cover, because there's going to be a lot of people that still needs to convert over. And if you have a tech that makes things simple, and I always said this with gaming, if you can make an app that's simple for any everyday user to use, and they can't tell it's crypto, you don't have to teach them how to use a wallet and stuff. You don't have to make this stuff hard. You can make this stuff really simple. And guess what? You can compete with Spotify and everybody else who can't do this stuff right now. Because why? They got too much red tape to go through. In crypto, not that much red tape.
Listen, Steve, did you say that you know Metallica?
Not in person. I know Michael Alego, who signed them back in 1984 on Elektra Records.
Holy shit. I love Metallica, dude.
Yeah, I went to see them in New York in July with Pantera, Five Finger Death Punch.
Well, I'm sorry you had to see him in New York, but I mean,
that's terrible. Yeah. I'm sorry you had to go through that. But.
Yeah, well, someone's got to. But yeah, I know Michael, and he signed them for the Ride the Lightning album, and then he helped them to deliver Master of Puppets and Justice 4 before he then went off to Nirvana's label up in Seattle, what they called, doesn't matter, whatever. But anyway, so I've got a contact with him. He's no longer in the game, but he's very good friends with them. So there's definitely some traction that I could tap into there, if that's the right phrase.
Yeah, it's definitely just
Whether
about
he'll
letting you
be, yeah, exactly. So there's loads of things I can do. I mean, I used to be a DJ here as well, so I know a lot of dance DJs. Music-wise, as I mentioned earlier, you know, there's Venom, like they're one of the biggest bands I know, Decapitated in Poland. I know bands all over the world. And one of the problems that I had when going through writing this was that a lot of these bands are signed to major labels. And I didn't want to be coming across as like, I need to suck you away from the label to give you what you're looking for as an artist. I need to play ball with the labels too. Otherwise, you're going to piss a lot of people off, and that's not going to go anywhere. So that's why, you know, this works from a publishing perspective as well, whether it be books, record labels, whatever, you know, that they can upload all their artists to the platform. And they may even say themselves, you know what, there's so much more money to be had on here than there is Spotify. We're going to pull all our assets from everywhere else and just have them on there. And then all of a sudden, customers have no choice but to. And that'll be interesting to see whether anyone's got the balls to do that. Because if you do so, and then their audience numbers drop considerably because people aren't willing to pay, okay, we may have an issue there. All right, so that's where, you know, the band in one hand will want to make this move across to a more wealthier field, but will the powers that be behind it be okay with that? That's going to be an interesting chat. I still haven't quite ironed out some of the things in my mind about that because I need to make sure it's lucrative for the labels too. But I mean, again, you know, I just went through it there, and if they were to migrate their bands and customers had no other way of listening to Pantera than on that platform, then they're going to go there and adapt, you know. So can we get the world to adapt? I mean, it's great to see some of the comments here as well. You know, I'd be a huge customer. I think as well, you know, when we've had a bull run and people have made some money in crypto again and they've got assets in their wallet and they're thinking, you know what, I'm feeling a bit more flush. I will pay to listen to my music out of principle because they can afford to. So I think it comes with sort of the way the lay of the land is around the world too. You know, you've got, you know, financial crises all over the world at the moment and people are just being a bit more tight with their money, and understandably so. So I don't know, maybe it's going to come with a global shift as well. We'll see. Rock is best. I don't know. Metal for me, but yeah, so yeah, I mean, what do you think, Kryptonian?
Well, I was listening. Sorry I joined late. Just on the road most of the day. You know, and you had already sent over your press, right? So of course I was already. You showed me some things that you were going to be presenting to or talk to Nick about. So. So I kind of already knew more or less what you were going to. I mean, I saw it black and white, but to hear you actually present it, I was very impressed.
Cool.
First and foremost, I'll say this. You know, a couple things that Nick said, and then I want to go on some things that I heard you say that I was really impressed with. But first, definitely, I'm just blown away to see someone like yourself. You are a master of your domain, and meaning in this industry, you dropped a lot of knowledge that people don't even think, care about. But you're coming from the creator, the artist, the musician's perspective, and you're also a listener, right, or a customer. So you bring a lot to the table. But one thing that I think I love the most about this whole presentation was you don't care if it's a smart contract, you don't care if it's a what the consensus is. I mean, my point is you don't care about the tech. You just need the tech to work. Okay. Yeah. What you're doing, you're taking something that is obviously proven, blockchain technology. You see the opportunity in that, and you from the community have come up here with an idea. All right. You see a need. That to me is what's supposed to happen. You know, those are the type of conversations we need to be having up here on a YouTube Live with the community members. Like, we can talk about the technology and all that crap, but people are going to get bored. People want to know, okay, the tech is there. What are we going to do with the tech? And here you are. You came up here with passion. You came up here with some knowledge of what you're talking about. Very well thought out presentation. You went 5 years, 10 years into this plan. Yeah, you kept saying you throwing numbers out, but that's at the end of the day. It takes that you're road mapping it, so I really appreciate that. So I do commend you on that. Good job on that. I felt like I learned a lot more about this industry than I think I've ever learned in a long time. And my daughter is a musician. I've been in the studio. I've spent tens of thousands of dollars in the studio, still doing that now. We've talked to a couple of labels and And man, they, and you spoke about Kurt Cobain, and I remember that, that's my day. I remember when he committed suicide, and the rape. I remember all that, right? And it's crazy how you're bringing that full circle and you talk about it because, I was I've been very reserved in getting my daughter. She wanted to get into music and go be a pop singer and all this jazz, whatever. I'm like, nah, because I already know how the industry is. Okay, all my favorite artists and everything. Those that I watched, listened to growing up, a lot of they come out swinging, man. That they're definitely going to be taken advantage of, and the industry is just going to take advantage of all the artists. So I was always a concern of mine, So that's why when I've always wanted blockchain tech crypto to somehow benefit the artists, the creators, the musicians, and I'm thinking, well, how can I do? And you would just kind of just broad stroked it, right? You said, bam, dropped a chest of ideas. So I'll commend you on that. Good job on that, because there's a lot of things to tackle. Each one of those things are achievable, right? But let's take a step back. And I like what Nick said. And this is what I like about Nick. He's he's quick to listen, slow to speak. You know what I mean? And that's typically a good sign of wisdom, to some degree, and I'm not saying he's the wisest thing on earth. I'm just saying I watch him, and I try to surround myself with men who just, to just act like kids, you know what I mean? But then just say crap. They actually wait. They think before they speak. And he came out with some pretty good points, man. Take a step back, find the lowest hanging fruit. Okay. Right. Tackle that, make that a success. And then that's going to be the platform that you launch off of. I love that part about that. I mean, I really do. And I think in this industry, in the music industry, man, there are so many, the artists, I mean, the work that goes into the practicing, the writing, and they get up there and they're just selling themselves, they're doing it because they love it so much. And by the end of the day, man, they hate it. And that's what I hate about what the industry has done to musicians, because music to me is just, it's magic to me. I mean, it is such a universal language. I don't care where you're from on this planet, man. I mean, music is amazing. So I'm excited about. That's why when you talked about this project, I was like, oh man, I can't wait to see what kind of ideas you have about this. And obviously he's talking about down the road as far as tackling the music industry. This blockchain. If we get a chance to do that, I think this is going to give you enough time to cultivate this thing, man, and really build a platform. Start building that first layer foundation to launch from, man. So we definitely, I'm going to support whatever you got going on, 100%. So I don't know if I lost you or not, but it looks like you're frozen on your end. I don't know if you guys can still hear me or not, but I don't know if I'm frozen or you're frozen. There we go. But I think we lost him. I think we lost Mammoth. You guys there? Okay. But yeah, I guess I bored him, but anyway, I tend to do that, man. My bad.
Yeah, he kept looking like he was
he's frozen,
like roboting there for a few minutes.
But I think he got my point. I'm excited. I like the presentation, and most important, I like the fact that he's not just talking about the back office tech he's talking about what to do with the tech, how it can benefit the world today, not just the world, but how it can actually benefit musicians. I like that, man. I mean, will it work? I hope so. Time will tell, right? We'll see if it works. But I like the fact that he's actually bringing an idea to the table. You know what I mean? That's what I want to see. That's the type of innovation blockchain is supposed to cultivate. Is like, you know what? We don't have to keep doing it the same way, the way everybody's doing. I even like how even Mammoth, Steve is his name. How Steve said, he mentioned what Nick said, that we don't have to. It's not about reinventing anything. It's just about using what's existing. And then what did he say? He actually said something more along the lines of I don't want to jack it up, but he said something like there's a lot of people doing things, but you said it, Fowler. Yeah, you got different companies doing different things, but they're doing half of it. They're doing it halfway to some degree, right? But who's actually creating this ecosystem, right? Who's creating this whole you said Apple, the whole Apple here, right? Who's doing the whole thing, right? Why do I need to go to one app, create a wallet from this one, and hey man, send me some tokens so I can get into this one? And that's just making it too hard. It's cool. It's cool if you're
the builders.
Yeah, it's cool. Right. It's cool if you're a dev, or if you're freaking, you're a geek or a nerd, like myself, and you just love that. You don't mind, going in and digging in and get, jumping into wallets and stuff, and and trying some things. But at the end of the day, man, people don't care what the technology is. They just want it to work. No, I guarantee to you, people are going to go buy that iPhone 15 Pro right now, right? Or when it drops in a few months or a month or two, whatever it is. They don't, 99% of them don't give a damn what kind of lithium batteries in there, man. How much more hours they get. Or, all they cared about, does it work and is it shiny? Period.
Is it waterproof?
Is it waterproof? At the end of the day, can I take some? Right. So the point is that you've got to, one thing is you've always got to build anything you build. You've got to have the consumer in mind. You've always got to build for the low end user. That's the way you move products to market. Okay. That's my experience and what I do in my life.
You gotta make it easy enough.
That's right. Always build for the low. That's right. Always build for the low end user. Right. You got to keep it simple, stupid. If you try to build the top end stuff to impress the smartest guy in the room, well, there's only one smart guy in the room. So that's one buy. What about the 99 other buys? They ain't impressed. That's too damn hard for me. So I hope what Steve's got going on, man. I mean, he's got a lot of work. Like I said, he dumped a chest of information of his real world experience in this industry. So I'm excited about it because I love music, man. I got a keyboard back here, guitars back there. I play drum, do all that stuff. So I mean, music's my world, right? So of course I'm excited about this, But what I'm most excited about is. And I love art too because one of my daughters is an artist just like you, Fowler. She does what you do, man. So what I love is that finally there's going to be some sort of opportunity for creators, right, to win in this game. Okay, to win in this game, and I hope if I can be a part of that, that's my purpose. If I can't, at least I said it as I scream from the top of the mountains. It needs to be done. Somebody make it happen. If it ain't us, oh well. At least somebody will hear us, hopefully, and make it happen one day, right? But that's what I hope happens. But
yeah, man, I'm the same way. I want to build. I want to be here 20 years from now and be like Chris and be like, hey, I just sit back and watch you guys do everything. Right. I'll be like,
hold on, I'm feeling I'm feeling an old man joke coming on from crypto.
No. That was funny though.
Not me. I'm not gonna do you like that, man. No, I'm just saying. I'm saying is that you want to.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna be like that guy.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be like that guy up there.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah,
I kind of just fell into the road, man. I'm sorry.
That guy.
Yeah, I mean, I want to build, and 20 years from now, somebody's like, when this stuff is running, right? You got artists and musicians and writers and actors and actresses. Everybody is controlling their own IP, their own brand, their own self. Literally being you own you. That's the whole point of crypto is you own financials, right? That was what we all started with Bitcoin, man. Right?
You're your own bank, right?
Right. Now we've evolved from you being your own bank to you being your own brand, you being your own lawyer almost. You owning your assets, truly owning them. And I think if I could be here 20 years from now and be like, man, I remember when I started doing this stuff, there was nothing here. I had to build stuff with my own bare hands. That's that junk. Like I built this bridge myself.
Well, Steve mentioned Napster. Remember Napster? You remember when Metallica was going after? Remember that? Isn't that crazy? I mean, Metallica was it's a rock, freaking heavy metal rock band, right? And they were like, hold up, internet, dangerous. Still, they were the first to market to go stop that train because, I'm going to get ripped on that because they were already getting ripped by their studios and the labels. Now you got people dumping their music for free. And I get it, man. It's their music. It's their art. And it costs money to produce, man. It costs money to produce high quality music. And if you ain't got the money, you ain't getting no studio time at the end of the day because producers are expensive. It isn't the tech. That's just it. It's not the tech that's expensive. It's to get the people to operate the tech, like the producers to create it. Though because you're paying for that creativity, right? That's what's expensive, man, and that's what you pay for. But this guy's, what, you just keep dropping yourself off, or what? Am I just? You good?
The app is kind of funky, man. I had to drop off like that.
Yeah, something happened because like what I see right here came up on every one of my screens, like everywhere.
It's crazy.
I was like,
I don't know.
What the heck?
You got
So I
What's
something
can't
going on
look
with
at
the
that.
Met?
I think you've
matrix.
got that Windows. You got a Windows machine, right? Yeah, that's what it is. Get you a
Oh,
Mac.
let me
baby.
tell you something. My Mac. Look, no, we're not going to have that conversation.
Same man.
Hey,
get
I'm
you
a
Mac.
Windows user, man. Nothing wrong with no Windows, okay? Nothing
I
wrong
mean,
with
you
no
know,
Windows.
look, Windows pays my bills, man. You know that's 98% of what I support are Windows environments, right? Some Linux, but you know, a couple of my clients, I would say a handful of them have Macs. But those Macs don't ever they don't ever call me because they're you know they lost whatever their Mac is down. It's PCs, man, pay the bills, man. So
I mean,
hey, I love PCs too.
hey, right. I mean, if there was no PC, if there was no Windows, trust me, and everybody was only using Linux and Mac, it wouldn't be that many computers out there in the world. Let me tell you.
Well, that's true.
Okay.
That's true. Yeah. You know, your Windows made it easy at the end of the day.
Yeah,
and
because
then
I
and then they
remember
made
the
it
Apple
difficult.
IIs, okay.
And then Mac made it easier. Oh yeah, I remember the Apple IIs. Yeah,
Right. Apple didn't progress the way they did if it wasn't for Windows. They would have
Okay,
kept
100%.
that Apple II stuff. Okay. You guys
Absolutely.
be sitting here.
If Bill Gates didn't steal from Jobs, then yeah, I think at the end of the day we wouldn't have Windows. You know, I'm just joking, man. I'm just joking, man. No, but I agree with you, man. You know, Windows 3.2, man. You know, I think I still have. I probably have a PC around here, an old ass PC that has that running somewhere, probably in my storage, just for nostalgia, just like
I've just got to say, Sky High, Shadow X, I see you guys talking about my age.
But isn't this guy high the same age as you?
I think
Yeah,
he's
I
older.
didn't-
I'm
I
just
didn't mean
throwing
that,
it
man.
out there. I'm not going to dox him or anything.
He does live
but
in
I'm
Texas,
just
man.
gonna
I'm sorry.
say-
I didn't mean that. I'm just joking.
I'm just saying. Oh, we have, you know what? This gives us a perfect opportunity. Hold on one second. Okay, this is a perfect opportunity right here, guys. We have breaking news right here, right now. Mammoth
What's up, man?
has returned. Hey, buddy.
You know,
Hey, sorry
man,
about
Steve, I didn't mean to run you off, but I'm used to talking and Chris just runs me off. I've never had anybody just run off on their own. You know what I mean? That's just crazy. But
I'm loving this. I'm loving that I've been able to, talk through you guys, with you guys, and reach a community and get feedback like this. This is invaluable.
yeah,
This is
it's cool, man.
so,
Absolutely.
thank you. It's great.
That's why we love this stuff, man. We love talking. We appreciate everybody that gets to tune in and pay attention to us, or give us their time. Because at the end of the day, you're coming out with a project that you would like to bring to the blockchain, right? And it's right up the creator's alley, So I think there's a lot of opportunity there. And what I was saying, I think before you got you lost your connection was that just go after the low-hanging fruit, find that one thing that you can start with, the easy thing, but when I say easy, the easiest to tackle, but the one that's going to be most impactful in your overall plan, because you've got a lot of things, man, and you knock that out the park, man. And I think that's what's going to help you enlist and bring the artist. All you need is one or two, man. Honestly, some big headliners, big. They just started talking about it. And I saw a comment, I think it was Shadow X or OBZ, one of these guys, they said, sorry if I got it wrong, but they, who actually said this, but they said, I think it was Sky High, that artist, we'll start talking about it, and it's word of mouth, man, and it's going to go viral, because it's like, hey man, how much is Atlanta charging you for your, for how much you make off that album? I didn't make nothing. Well, how would you like to make all of it? Well, how do I do that? Exactly. Right.
Yeah, you're quite right. And this is the thing, I've been thinking about how you could have mass onboarding, and obviously making it really user friendly is part of that. And then having some sort of like package with use cases where, a band has literally launched on VDAT, and then they have made however much money in a certain amount of time. And this might be even a small band, to start with. Just get a few on there. I've got loads of mates who'll be all over this straight away. And even if I could just say, well, or even at this level, and then at the same time, I would be attacking it through Michael and Metallica. And if I can get them on board, even if it's just one music video that's exclusively for VDAT, bearing in mind that they self-release their own music now. They don't need a label. They have their own infrastructure, of course. So, they would be ideal for that, because they can say, well, we can do what we want. And if we can do something like that, and all of a sudden, through creative sort of means through them being quite innovative, by us giving them ideas how they can be more innovative. And then they start seeing the revenue coming in. I mean, massive. So there's a few pronged attack, I think, the way that I would approach that. Yes, of course, reaching out and talking to Venom and other bands like that as well. But the problem with Venom is they're signed to Relapse Records. I think it's Relapse, or one of the big ones anyway. And their hands are going to be very tied in terms of what they can do. So again, going to some of the bigger labels and saying, right, this is what we're doing. Would you be interested in onboarding your products? We'll let you upload everything for free. I don't know. Get them on there, let them make some money, and then after 1 month, anything else you upload after that is going to be, usual T's and C's. So there's loads of different ways I can see the onboarding happening. It's about reaching that many people. You would need a team of individuals messaging record labels, sales teams all around the world as well. I mean, I've even gone that far to envisage. I mean, to start with, let's focus on America. Let's focus on the UK. Let's keep it simple.
Keep it simple, right? We got just hit a market, man. Hit a market. Stick with it. Capitalize. Even was it Nick that said, for venture capitalists. I used to work. One of my first jobs that I worked in IT was I worked for a venture capitalist firm or angel investor firm, right? And it was just right around, in fact, 9/11, right, which was 2 days ago. I remember it was in my first week there, and then 9/11 happened. So I remember that, like that job, like back of my hand. Everybody remembers that what happened in 9/11. Anyways, but I remember, I got to be a fly on the wall. I was an IT guy in the boardroom working on, their stuff as they're having as people were coming in, throwing elevator pitches, trying to acquire millions of dollars for an idea they had, or have these ventures come in and startup capital or buy into them. They're already got established. And one of the common denominator or phrases that I would ever hear from these guys is the same thing that Nick was saying tonight. He said it. We're not just going to give you money. What foundation do you have? What do you already have? Do you already have customers? Do you have a working prototype? We like your idea, but we're not going to take the risk. What risk have you taken? So, and that's what you have to do. Right. And at the end of the day, you've obviously got that entrepreneurial, man. You're like, I mean, the fact that you took the time, that you took the time to throw a PowerPoint together. I know some people that they can't even that are developers that can't even throw documentation together. You know what I mean? I got IT guys that I hire all the time. They came and write a technical paper, and I'm like, the hell's wrong with you? But anyways, I'm excited that you did that, man. So good. I mean, you're laying it out.
That was my first ever presentation, whether it be online and that. And I've read some feedback a minute ago. So I had a moment where I was not here, and some people commented about the colors. I'm like, I know.
yeah. You'll learn, man. You'll learn. Yeah. But the thing is, it's like you. I mean, I know you were reading it. I was listening. I was driving, so I couldn't read it. But I had already seen the black and white version of it, right? So I'm kind of just hearing you go through it. But it's in your head. That's the you don't even need that. Honestly, we need that if this is the first time to actually, we need visuals. Most of us need visuals, but it's all in your head. And most importantly, it's absolutely, you definitely have a passion for this, right? So, I would say absolutely run with this, man, because at the end of the day, I mean, there's money to be made. Obviously, no one's doing this for free, but there's an opportunity here for creators, which is because a musician, which is what I like the angle you're coming from, man. You're obviously a musician, and you're like, man, you got to be sick and tired of being sick and tired before things change.
Right? Yeah. When we were talking a moment ago, and I was obviously talking with you, and then my internet cut off for a second. I was actually diving into something a bit more personal to me. I know of at least 10 friends that have committed suicide because they found the music industry to be so difficult. But it's not just that. I want to be clear here. This isn't just the music industry. It's about their lifestyles as well. So they hunting, chasing the dream all the time. They're touring up and down the country. They're not earning enough money to stay in hotels. So they're kipping in the back of the van. They're sleeping rough. They're drinking heavily.
Oh yeah, I've heard stories too.
The lifestyle is rock and roll until it's not. And when they eventually realize after years and years of doing this that they've actually put so much of their effort into this and then not something else, and they're now 35, 40 years of age and thinking, oh my God, I've absolutely ruined my life through this. That's a really dangerous reality to have to face later life when you don't have a mortgage, you don't have your own property and stuff like that. So so for me, part of the reason why I am so passionate about this is because, dare I use the phrase, disgusted by the way that the industry can be. But again, there's a lot more to it than that. But I just don't like the framework. I don't like the way it's designed. And I don't know if you're familiar with 360 deals with record labels nowadays, but they so at one point you get deal on the album, so they'd lend you 50 grand, you go off, you record it, and then you owe them 50K, you go off, you tour, you sell merch, you pay it back, you make some money, and things are okay. And then they started clamping in on merch and playing live, and now venues are charging to sell merch as well. So you'll turn up to the Brixton Academy and they'll charge you 20% on your merch. So there's all these fingers trying to get into your pies, and by the time the bands have paid all these fees and everyone else has taken their cuts, there's nothing left in the tank, and I'm really angry about that. I think it's wrong.
Yeah, nothing left, man.
So I love
people.
the idea.
People would even be showing up. It had not have been for that song you wrote, because you were going through a breakup or whatever. Your dog died. You're running country music. My point is, and it related to people so much so that they bought a ticket. I mean, and that takes the magic out of it, man. But yeah, it sucks. There's nothing left in the tank, man.
It does. But that said, that's the reality for many people. I'm where I am now, and I want to try and do something about that. And I feel like I'm in the right position to do so. So I've been idiot.
I think the timing's right, man. You obviously you're bringing experience not on. I mean, and you have some personal experience with some personal friends that you saw firsthand. So you're
I
actually
gotta get it. I gotta get it here first. Did Steve get an opportunity to answer OBZ's question here?
I had a look at it. I was trying to think of it while we were talking. Hang on. So, okay. I mean, the idea of an NFT evolving. I mean, I don't necessarily see an NFT evolving so much as it's more about how the NFT as an idea is used. Because the NFT is just that digital kind of tag on a digital asset, so to speak. But like I was mentioning earlier, artists, I mean, there's so many different ways we could use it. I mean, even like membership schemes where you own an NFT for 1 year that gives you access to different things. And there's loads of ideas in my proposal earlier. So I don't think it's necessarily that an NFT is going to evolve. I mean, it may evolve in the sense that Nick may be able to tie in an NFT with licensing so that there is that ownership tag. Whether they can actually embed the two together into one, that would be quite cool. Otherwise, I don't really see the NFT evolving itself. I think it's more about how we use them. Is that fair?
Yeah. I think it's great. It's just a bunch of people in the comments talking about my age. They're just these people. They're all mods too. It's kind of tough for me to say anything. It's like, all of you need to just ban yourselves. They're having a good time. That's
exactly.
Barry, no.
oh, sorry. No, OBC says that's what he was looking for.
Yeah.
What's up, Barry?
How we use them, and I tapped into earlier about like hospitals, education. I mean, governments reaching out to people. I don't know. There's so many different ways that NFTs can be used, and I think that we would be missing a trickle.
The tech isn't perfect. The tech isn't perfect. Obviously, there's always going to be exploits in any technology, and this is where the the maintenance and the patches and all. I mean, people just the code gets better and more secure, right? The tech should always get better, right? Should always be moving and advancing, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we wouldn't have smartphones if that wasn't the case. So it isn't perfect, but there are so many applications for it, as you say, for NFTs, and most people think, it's just for creating art. Like, let's look at Fowler, for instance. He's creating an amazing art, but he's not just creating little images of his, his caricatures. He wants to. He's talking about gaming. Imagine owning one of these NFTs, and now he launches his game, and you have that NFT that you bought, a year ago, whatever. You have access to his whole ecosystem. That's cool, man. That's what I'm talking about. He's thinking outside the box. He isn't just trying to sell an NFT, And then, I like the whole. I know the music thing, the music approach. You know, Nick did say it's down the road. Obviously, he wants to attack the art, but I think we learn from the art, and this is going to be good for you because as they're attacking the art space, you're going to be, you know, gathering information, and then I say I have more ideas. I think your idea is going to evolve to some degree. And it's going to get better, right? It's going to definitely get better.
And I think timing wise as well, because, you know, Nick's going to be a step ahead with the art. He's going to be kind of there when I'm here. And there'll be a point when he's reaching a point where he's ready to embark on music and other aspects. And maybe I'll be at the right point then to tie in with him and we can actually work together to deliver something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But
well,
I mean,
I believe he's open to you too. Absolutely. And it did sound like he was very open and keeping an open line of communication with you. So, you know, definitely if he's already opened up that communication with you, man, and you can message him. I'm sure him and whoever he, you know, obviously he's a busy guy. He's going to be for sure. So he's building a team around him. He isn't the guy building the chain. He's the guy assembling the team. We understand that, right? I mean, everybody knows he's not the only guy. So, whether it's him, but he sees the picture, he helps convey the vision, and then he assembles a team. And so I can already see, and I hope to see actually, you're going to be going back and forth once we start getting closer to that. I'm going to be paying attention to what you got going on because this is something I'm passionate about. So you got my support, Steve, 100%, man. I really appreciate you being here and reaching out, man, and saying, hey, man, I got an idea. And I was like, what? And I was like, okay. And then you send it to me. I was like, damn, that's a good one. Why didn't I think of that? Well, because, you know, I'm not that, you know, I don't have that experience you have and I'm that smart. So, but, yeah, it's good stuff, man. This is going to be good. This is going to be good.
Thank you. You know, I've got, I don't know, 6 or 7 other people that are messaging me with their ideas, which are kind of in line with where this is going. So, you know, we may well have a team already building simply because of that.
Sure,
those channels.
That's
there.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it? And the other thing as well, which you know, I want to say, I'm really grateful that you've opened the door to me today, and I hope that does the same thing for others because I'm sure there are other people right now with ideas.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know, so
Yeah,
this is
we
what we
invite
need.
anybody up here if they got an idea.
Yeah,
Right,
turn,
Chris
turn
Dollar?
it on if you're okay. The only thing I say is that if you want to get any kind of traction or you want to get anything, you know, we can talk about it all day, but you got to dox yourself, though. I mean, you got to do what Steve's doing. But I mean, we have to, especially where we've been. We need to identify you. We need to know who you are. That kind of stuff. And you can't be like just strolling into the Discord. We've never seen you before or anything like that. And you're like, oh, I got a thing, you know, okay, well, you know, but at the same time, there's a lot of people out there. They send me messages here and there and, you know, asking for my stuff. Let's come on up here. Let's talk about it, man. Let's get it out here. And if Steve doing this gives you the motivation, man, my door is always open. I always turn this thing on.
Man, absolutely. Same here.
Well, yeah, I'm going to watch this video probably 5 times over with my pen and paper and just go through it and just remind myself exactly what I need to do. I'm going to adjust.
Just remember colors, presentation. Purple bad. No, I'm joking. I got purple in the background. I'm just joking.
There was a slide or two that I was like, the writing
looks like he's in my office for some reason.
You know, when I was doing it, I was like, they're going to hate this. I'm going to love it. I just thought I'm going to do it anyway. But yeah, I agree. It's the colors are a bit garish. It is what it is. I mean, again, it's the first time I've used that software, and what I'd like to have had is like the logo in the background and then faded it so it was kind of, I don't know. You know, I got some Photoshop skills, but I just couldn't do that stuff on that.
Yeah,
software.
well, you were focusing more on the content. How are you going to say it, right? Well, yeah. I remember when Chris and I first did a live stream, it was with the can and the 2 cans and the string. It was weird because I really couldn't.
Dude. You're gone. He's gone. He does. I can't. It's just me, man. It's my fault. I'm sorry.
Bro, NR told me that joke. Remember? That was NR's joke.
He did.
Right?
He did. And I thought, and I was like, okay.
He actually posted a picture of it.
And I was honest, though. I was like, we actually did use that. So
yeah. He was so honest. He told us the secret password to the clubhouse, man.
Mickey Mouse has warts.
Yeah, something. Like, how would you know that?
I was a kid, man. I was a kid.
It's all good, man. So Steve, what's next, man? You know, you got your idea out there. You doxed yourself, man. Now people see you in the community. They're gonna expect to see more of you, right? So I'm
Yes.
not saying, hey, I'm not asking to win Lambo, obviously, but
No,
so,
no.
and I'm asking, hey, give me your 5-year plan here. But, I hope that, talking with Nick and Chris and myself and Fowler, and I just talk, don't listen to what I say, but I hope that, you can absolutely go back and watch this. And if you want to come back and pitch now, once you pull that one thing out Nick was talking about, and
Yep.
focus on that low hanging fruit,
Yep.
because this is your domain. So you're going to be the expert to us at this point. Pull that one thing out and come back. I got that one thing. And then let's pitch it, man. Give us that pitch. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, cool. No, I will. I mean, what was really assuring, I mean, first of all, what's difficult was realizing that VCs are a little bit further down the road, because in my pitch, it was kind of like, nail, let's get some money, everything.
Yeah.
Bullshit. It's not
I might get VCs tonight, guys.
Yeah. So
that's
that's me not quite understanding the process, but now I understand it better. But he did say about the grants for the seed phase and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was cool.
So I'm going to be now quite specifically looking, probably looking at the music side of things as the lowest hanging grape, because that's just my forte anyway. I think the thing that's confusing me a little bit, and I need to go away and digest this, is the idea that when you have something that, I don't know if the term is modular, but it's like the glove fits all, because you create, for example, your Bandcamp page. Forget about the fact that it's got a band focus and it's just the profile of the brand. Let's call it Brandcamp, right? And then it doesn't matter if you're publishing books, if you're a record label, if you're an artist or whatever it is, that works, because it's a profile and you can have your products underneath it. So, so why are we limiting? This is, it's not that I don't get the answer to this. I do get it. You need to manage things and build out, but at the same time, if that works for that, and that works for that, and that works for that, why are we limiting ourselves to just the one thing when we could grow a team of people to focus on that, a team of people to do that, and then all of a sudden, boom, we're out there on 4 or 5.
Yeah. And
just like Nick's got his own teams for this, that, and the other, we could have that same kind of framework, but for each market or genre, whatever the word is. You see what I mean? So I need to go away and think about that, because
it's definitely going to take a team
to do 3 or 4 at the same time, or maybe I should just focus on the music. I don't know. I've got some pondering to do.
Well, you got a lot of things you're tackling, right? Because you went over this entire like as if we had the funding already, and you're like walking in the boardroom going, guys, this is what we're going to do with the money we got. So
what we're going to do. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but now you got to focus on, now you got to take it way back. But the good news is though, you got plenty of things to choose from. I mean, just listening to your prez, I mean, I was like, okay, well, that's a good one to start without. So, but it's for you to decide that obviously, but so you're not going to have to go back to the drawing board. You definitely got plenty of ideas, and I would say, grapes, as you said, to pull from. Just find it, come back, pitch it, and you don't have to, but we appreciate that. And then, like I said, you got my support, man. I hope this thing happens, and it is down the road, obviously, from as we're tackling the art first, but this is a perfect opportunity for you, man, because
that's it. Yeah. That's it. And you never know. I could have pitched this today, and Nick would have said, you know what? Rather than having one app for just art, actually, I'm going to change the trajectory. I can't even say the word slightly, and actually look at going broader, because you're right, this is modular, or it fits so many different types of NFT asset, that why are we limiting ourselves? But I do completely understand that this needs to be manageable and realistic. So he talked about because it's not, he hasn't actually done it. We haven't done it yet, right? Or the chain hasn't done it. So he wants to do it right, do it once. Right. Yes. Learn how to do it, come up with that perfect formula, and then of course take it to the. But one thing I like that he says as well is, I hear often, in comments, they'll say stuff like, "Oh, what's innovative about what we're doing?" It's not the tech we're using; it's how we're using the tech. Yes.
He's already going to use industry standards, like in the museum industry, the music industry, and then of course, with the metadata, I forget the companies they mentioned, but he's not reinventing the wheel. He's bringing the different technologies that are already proven and working. Let's say, like Fowler said, from the other companies that are doing it, he's bringing them together and making it simple, for that one end user, for the low end user. That's how I see it, and I could be completely off base, but I see value in that, why is it called a smartphone? Because it makes me feel smart at the end of the day. I have the world in my hand, right? It's not smart at all. It's just a window to the freaking internet, right? But they keep it simple, Apple to some degree. I'm an Apple guy, so an iPhone guy. So I love how simple it is, And I remember when Steve Jobs got up there and did his first keynote on the iPhone, man, I was sold because how simple he was taking phone, music, and then and let's say email, putting it on
text, simple.
Yeah, boom, one place, and everybody's like, man, and everybody's like, it's never gonna work. BlackBerry's already doing it. Palm's already doing it. Motorola's already doing it. I mean, the same crap we're hearing right now about what's going on. The same crap. And I'm like, yes, of course they're already doing it, but who's doing it in a way it's going to go for a wider adoption, And I'm talking about not the world going, oh my God, it's vitruveo, but creators going, hey man, you hear about that blockchain over there? They actually help us out. Because, at the end of the day, they need us more than we need them. Right. So let's think about them, let's think about them that need us. Right. So, and so I'm excited about it, man. I could talk all day about this, about what you got going on. And, cause again, I love music, man. I think you got something there. So
thank you.
But that's my soapbox.
Yeah, man. Well, I will certainly be working very hard on this, and you'll hear from me when I'm ready with the next steps. But I just want to step back and digest everything, because I've just realized where I am, and that's quite a healthy thing. At first it's like, is this even tangible? I mean, I remember messaging somebody earlier and just saying, genuinely, what do you think? Because I'm about to go on air and publish this, and people could go crazy. What are you talking about? This is rubbish.
Yeah.
More than an inkling that wasn't going to be the case, but confidence-wise, I wasn't sure. Now I understand that it's tangible, that there's real support for it. I need adjustment in terms of how I deliver it, but yeah, it's there. And like Nick said as well, there's the prospect for the grants to help funding to develop this. So it's been really positive today. It's great. I just need to go away now and get my ducks realigned, because they're not quite in the right order.
I'll interrupt here, Steve, and say that if this is your first, you said earlier that you'd never done a presentation like this. If this is your first, man, you have some really awesome things coming down the pike, man. This was pretty. I think you knocked this out. And I might be I was very involved and enjoyed it a lot. And I liked your presentation. I thought it was great. I like your ideas. And I see this as this is going to be a success. I think that you keep that passion that you have. And man, and like I said, my door would always be open. You just come by whenever you want and give any kind of updates or anything, or just hang out and talk. I think it was great. And you did all that, and you didn't have to dye your hair green.
Yeah, what a crap.
So basically, you got to have a good time, though.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. If you don't mind, I'm going to head. It's 2 a.m. for me.
Yeah, thanks for your time. I know we kept you.
You're great, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thanks to everyone listening.
Hey, man, hit me up in Discord, man. I think we're already friends, man. But keep me in the loop. I want to know what's going on.
Will do. Thank you very much, and thanks for the feedback, everyone. Thank you. Nice one.
Take care, buddy.
See ya.
Man, I'm serious. I thought I wasn't just saying that because he was here. I thought it was a great presentation. I am excited about his ideas.
I read it, right? And I hadn't talked to him yet. I read it. He sent it a few days ago. He sent it a couple days ago, actually. And he said, hey, this is what I'm thinking about presenting to Nick. I read it. And then you and I talked about it, and, having him come up on here. And then I think he sent it to you guys again, maybe. I don't know if you guys got to see it. But reading it and then hearing him present it is two different things. He threw it. I mean, he freaking threw it all on the wall, right? Everything on the table. So everybody's like, whoa, calm down. I really couldn't see anyone's faces. I was listening because I was driving, but I was following along as I remember reading his presentation. I think he did a good job, man. And I like to see when he finds
never done that before. And I mean, he was going. The only thing that I have to say that I would critique a little bit is the camera was in the wrong spot. That's it. Because
he
when
kept
he was
going on
talking,
that.
he was putting his hand in front of it. But
Yeah.
but you want that, and I could look past that and everything. But if he just would move that camera a little bit and do the same thing he's doing, because you could see his hand movements and stuff. He was passionate about what he was talking about and everything like that. Just maybe move the camera. That's it. And the rest of it had me going.
That's a
And
very-
I cannot believe
good
that
tip,
that's
man.
the
It's a good
first
tip.
time he did it.
You know, imagine how he's going to be when he finds that one thing he needs to talk about. If he brings that same passion, it's gonna be like,
Yeah.
Bruce, sign me up,
Yeah.
So it's gonna be good. I'm excited about it. But you know, as
I
you
think
guys
he
know-
should do a Discord. I think he should start pulling some people in there. I think he should continue on the success that he had tonight. I think he should come back and
Oh yeah.
and give us updates or talk about other things. I'm as excited about what he was talking about this as I was with Fowler when I wasn't actually online then, but I got excited about Fowler long before I actually started doing YouTubes. And I was pulled in to Fowler and everything else was secondary because I was like, I'd watch him game, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and when I heard about Gods of Gaming and everything.
I remember he was just doing your little avatar, right? You know, little smiley face thing you did. I was like, that's freaking cool
Yeah.
shit right there.
Yeah,
Okay,
yes.
I see you, bro.
It-
It's all
it-
animated. That's cool. And then I was like, oh, he's a gamer. I'm like, okay. And then you know, I hear you talking. Then you start doing the NFT thing, talking about Gods of Gaming. I'm like, okay, I got to follow this guy, you know. And I've been hooked ever since because I mean, you're an amazing artist. You're just as passionate about gaming, like you're the domain of that, like he is about music. That's what we need, man. And all you got to do is build that team around you, man, and then take that. It's gonna and just replicate that in your team. Boom, shit happens, dude. Good stuff happens, right? That's what it takes. No man is an island unto his own, and it's gonna take a team, man. I don't care who you are, you know. No one can do it themselves. If you think you're a one man show, you're thinking way too much for yourself. You know. I'm not saying,
Yeah, this
Can't do it.
this is a
Can't do
good
it
point.
yourself.
Here. First off, a couple things. Steve was his presentation was so good because he presented it, he understood it, was passionate about it, and presented it the way he feels about it, and that's why it was so good. And honestly, I was listening more to him and not really paying much attention to the slides. I was like focused on what he was saying, other than when he got into the numbers than when I got. But Stevie says, I'm shocked that when he said that 1 million streams for a song only gets $4,000 on Spotify. Yeah, because and I checked that out because I was thinking about we could just take our recordings here and put them out as a podcast. You know, we go live and then we just ship the recording to like iTunes, Spotify, and all that kind of stuff.
we started doing that at Crypto Lead for
it was
a
like
little bit.
you got like a penny after 100 something listens or something. It was ungodly how it was like it's not even worth my time to upload.
You got to work like a Greek DeFi guru and put 25 videos out a day
I know
to
He's
make
a machine,
$5.
dude.
Yeah. But he I remember him talk. We were like last night. You know, we were talking last night, guys, with Keith and everybody. Keith was there, and then they started talking about TikTok and algorithms and all that stuff. And and I've heard Greek talk about it, but man, he went into the science of it. All right, Greek studied that freaking algorithm, like in
But see,
TikTok.
that's when my eyes glaze over, and I was like,
you're like,
"Oh,
yeah.
ice cream sandwich time!" And I
Yeah,
was like-
squirrel, right? But the proof's in the pudding, right? I mean, he was able to just the things that he was saying, and he's like, "I tried this, I tried that." But the point I'm making is that if you study it, you'll figure it out, right? And so the problem with Spotify and there is no algorithm. It's just you need content. So you need about 1,000 songs to break even, right? You know how long it takes to make 1,000 damn songs?
Well,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
And
See, that's what I like about his presentation was that what he's talking about, and he spent a lot of time on protecting the artist too. You know, and his plan, his idea, and what he was presenting is what it. And I feel that. I feel that because I've as old as I am, according to some of the chats. So they're killing me over there.
Chris
But,
Zeus is what they're calling you, not Chris Cruz.
One of them was like, one of them said something about Adam,
Zeus Cruz.
Eve, and then Chris. So
Uh,
I'm like way old. They just started going down that rabbit hole. At first it was like Chris was watching black and white. Then when Chris was around with square wheels, then it just kept going. But the way that he presented that was, to me, it was like, these people, I in my whole entire life, child actors and musicians, and it's like they've been abused their whole lives and totally taken advantage of. And this, to me, his point of view and what he's wanting to do puts more into the hands of the artists so that they can manage and reap the rewards themselves.
Yeah. As
Oliver Anthony, like they were talking about his song and everything, and how they're playing it on all these different things. I know the other day that I heard on the radio, country station, they were talking about he canceled another show. And this was like several that he's canceled. And he canceled it because the backstage to meet him, the tickets were $190. And he was like, no.
Wow.
He was like, no, I'm not going to be a part of that. And he canceled it. And it's like, I mean, good musicians, their goal isn't out there to rip people off, but everybody associated with them is to rip them off.
He knows where, that's right. He knows where
the
he
upper
comes,
people, and not like the stage hands, not the guys that are like helping, like setting things up, and the roadies and doing all this. These guys are working hard and they're dedicated to the band, and the band understands that family of people, especially in music, that they need to be protected, and that's what the problem is. For decades they haven't been, and the way that Steve presented it and everything like that just makes me like, this is what I want to see in the future. And the way he presented it, I was like, I'm right here. I'll jump on whatever you're gonna do, buddy.
Same here, man. Same here. You're right. It's about the artist having full control, man. And Anthony Oliver, I didn't know he canceled another show.
Yeah, that was like the third one he's done that, because he keeps saying he's not going to do that stuff, and they won't listen, and they're like, yeah. So it's like, you know what? And honestly, if Oliver Anthony was going to do a concert in a park down the street, or maybe 100 miles away, I'd go see him. Be like, hey, and that's where I think that you're saying of they need us more than we need them. I think that is that's what they're going to be doing. I mean, that's what these artists and stuff like that is like.
That's right.
Exactly.
Exactly. The artist. So the artist is no longer the product. You know what I mean? The blockchain is the product. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, Chris had a mammoth. That's funny, dude. That's funny, bro.
Listen,
we
all
got another one
out there,
dude.
listen,
That's sick,
you know
dude.
what? Every time that Mammoth is in the comments. Mammoth, I'm sorry, buddy, but if you come into my comments and you got anything to say, I see it's all nice. I make you a mod, so you're a mod now. I just make everybody a mod. Start banning yourselves.
Actually, Mammoth says first thing to go when the government's claim, was it austerity? The arts. How do you say that? Austerity. Okay. Yeah, that's right. He's talking about when the governments come in and they take over. Like I remember in Cambodia and Pol Pot, if you guys remember that story during the Vietnam War, the Cambodian.
You gotta go there, man.
Well, I just remember, but when my mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law, she was from Cambodia, and she came from that. She actually came over here as a refugee, and she lost her entire family. But one of the first things, if you actually look in the history and watch documentaries on that, the first thing Pol Pot did was he went after the artists. He rounded them all up. You couldn't draw, paint, write. You could not do anything. He needed you because he was going to use you for his propaganda. If you have some government wrapped you, and they burn books and they burn all the art and and the literature. That's what they do. That's what freaking Hitler did. But yeah, art is this. Art changes the world, man, or keeps the world. I think keeps the world honest. What you laughing at, man? Again. Hold up. This is a raffle you're doing here in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Are you doing any
Listen.
more tonight, or is it just that one?
Everybody needs
I
to be
got-
fed.
I got a couple more if need be. We guys.
I
If
like
it's
that
not
one.
enough turnout though, man, I'm not going to be giving out NFTs though.
Nah, man, I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? I mean, why?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, people have to have an opportunity and everything like that. Kryptonian, I got some serious questions for you later, man.
Oh snap! What you got? Oh, later.
Well, we'll do the raffles, but just let you think about it. Maybe you, what do you think about that scientist in Mexico with those alien bodies?
No one's talking about it. I'll tell you that.
Saying, man.
So it's fake, man. No, I don't know. I saw like a clip, 30-second clip on it, and I need to look more into it. But apparently he had 2 coffins, and he showed the, you know.
Full disclosure, he had come out and had something about that a few years back, and it turned out to be infants, you know.
Okay.
So mummified infants or whatever. So that was like, but they're saying it needs to be verified and all that kind of stuff. But whenever I see stuff like that, I think, okay, what are you distracting us from? You know,
Yep.
everybody's going to be like, aliens? What? They're actual aliens here? Oh my goodness! And while we're all sitting there talking about this, something's going on over here.
Yeah, Hunter Biden just became the vice president. You know, something crazy like that. You know?
Yeah.
Like how the hell what's he doing in office? You know, yeah. So my take on that is, I remember seeing a few stories where they found some little I guess it was a baby or a miniature alien, and they did some DNA. This is a couple years ago. It was, I've been seeing on YouTube, like when I got into the whole moon landing crap, you know, like that was, what's up with space, man? Of course, ancient aliens and all that. I used to love all that stuff, right? From the History Channel and Discovery Channel. And I remember seeing all those documentaries about aliens, and I remember seeing this little miniature alien. It kind of looked like what was in that coffin that you're talking about, but it was real small. And they did a DNA test on it, and it turned out to be human. And I think it turned out to be a fetus, kind of like, you know what I mean? Because like a human fetus has a tail, right?
Right.
So, but it was, I guess it was mummified, but I'm just like, oh, okay. But I don't know, man. I just don't.
Well, the picture of it looks like an upside down egg carton that like someone put holes like for the eyes. When I first looked at it,
the head looked elongated,
elongated,
right? The head looked elongated, right? And the face is real small. They got like a little slit for a mouth, and I'm going.
They said something like 30% of the DNA is not human. So
what is it? A plant? Exactly.
I don't know, man.
I mean, but
Jocko brings it up. Is that, guess what they announced last night?
Exactly.
The starting of the impeachment thing.
Yeah, the only reason why they did that is McCarthy didn't want to do it, but he had to because of his donors. His donors are, or not his donors, I'm sorry, not the donors, but his donors didn't want him to do it. But if you remember, he made the deal to become speaker. This is one of the things he said he would do. So it ain't going to go nowhere, man. It's all freaking smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, and all this stuff is terrible. I saw this this clip, and I'll try to remember it so I can. And Cody Johnson, country singer, right? He says, this is how he says. He says, anybody that is a policeman, fireman, nurse, civil servant, raise your hand. And like they raise their hand. He's at a concert. And he says, anybody that was a veteran in the military, active duty, whatever, raise your hand. And then he says, I think he says a few other people and stuff like that. And he's like, just so that you know, these are the people that gave you your freedom, not the politicians, not the media, anything like that. So focus on these people. Don't listen to the other ones. And these politicians, man, when they come out with these things, it's like, dude, what are you doing? I don't know. I'm so sick of politicians everywhere that it's, and, but I thought you'd get a kick out of that because, I mean, all right, we know they're trying to distract us from something.
Mm-hmm.
But do you really think that we don't have aliens on the planet?
I mean, I'm sure we do. I believe there is extraterrestrial life. I believe there's things that we can't explain, all that. I just don't believe they're coming from light years away. I just don't believe that. I mean, the technology isn't there. That means they have to be a freaking million years old to get here. Now, unless they're like going through time portals or something, that could be doing that crap. But I think they're close. If they are real, they're closer than than what they're telling us.
Did you see what Barry McCocken here? I just made, you know what? Yeah, they're all mods now. Good. Barry's like, Biden is actually my bastard son, child.
I'm gonna pull up the picture of that that alien. Give me a second.
Well, I mean, we got Fowler. How long do we have on this raffle?
What did I say? 10 minutes. About a couple more minutes. 5 more minutes. Yeah, 5 more minutes. And some lucky person out of, I think 4, right?
Does this make sounds or anything?
No.
Every once in a while, I worry about it because I don't hit the little play thing, so I'm thinking I missed something. A couple of those guys got some stuff. I was like,
so I guess I could drop this, just to fill some dead air. I could drop some alpha. So I've started developing the staking app for the guys who game in F3 Warriors NFTs. So I've also created a couple tokens a few actually. I have a guys who gaming token that's sitting on the side, determining how we're going to use this as a token. And I have a F3 token, which is going to be part of the game we're going to launch soon. It's going to be a DApp, and you're going to have to get access to the game. So you're going to have to buy pretty much a lifetime membership. Let's just call it that. It'll be a lifetime membership NFT, and it'll give you access to this game. And in the game, it's going to utilize the F3 token. And this F3 token, how you're going to get this, guys, is check this out. You're going to stake your NFTs. So all these NFTs that people should have been stacking up on, they should have been stacking them up because now you're going to stake them into the F3 Warriors staking app, DApp, right? And then it's going to produce a token, right? It's going to produce a token every hour, okay? A certain amount determined by the NFT, and also how many NFTs you have, right? So you're going to end up yielding these tokens, and then you're going to use these tokens when there'll be multiple different items in the game for you to purchase. So let's just say, for example, this is a mining game, by the way. It's called F3 Mining Tycoon. The title might change, but that's what the title is right now. So the point is mining and yielding, right? So you have 3 items. Let's just say, for example, you have 3 items. You have a level 1, level 2, level 3 mining item, right? The level 1, you're going to get pretty much every hour is going to yield you 1 gem. Let's just say a gem an hour, right? Could be day. We could also play around with that, but let's just say an hour. So you're going to be yielding a gem every hour by having this level 1 mining item, right? But then there's also a level 2 and there's a level 3. Right, level 2 gives you about, let's just say, 5 gems an hour yielding, and then the level 3 could give you 10 gems yield an hour. So pretty much that would give you these gems, right? And we're gonna have a couple more things. We're gonna have like we have a special pack, and you know what? I'm sorry, I'm calling them gems. We already have a name for them. They're called hero cubes. Okay, hero cubes. So you're collecting these cubes. They're cubes, and the cubes allow you to purchase rewards. We're going to probably have a swag merchandise store, but we're also going to. But starting off, we're definitely going to have a new line of NFTs. It's going to be called the Hero NFT, and this is the cool part. And I'm kind of like really dropping some news on you guys. So this Hero NFT will be a one of a kind, and it's going to be super special. And why? Because this Hero NFT is going to be the only in the near future for right now for people to get a piece of the Gaza Gaming platform. So when I say a piece, I mean revenue share of the Gaza Gaming platform, because guys, right now Gaza Gaming platform isn't out yet, right? So there's really no pre-sale out for people to just jump into. But this NFT will give you a piece. How much? Can't tell you. But this would give you a piece into the revenue share of Guys and Gaming. This would be the only way to get in right now as far as any type of pre-sale. And you're not even buying it because you're trying to yield enough hero cubes, right? The cubes is what's buying the NFT that's giving you this type of access. And we'll have different type of packs and stuff that people can purchase with their hero cubes. So it'll be like packs that'll have like elite NFTs and legendary NFTs in there. But for the most part, is the big thing what people will probably be gunning for is that hero NFT, and being able to get a piece of the revenue share of pretty much a blockchain, right? You're going to be getting revenue share from this blockchain. It's not going to be so many of those to go out, right? And so that's a little bit of some news right there. This game is coming. The staking app, all this stuff is coming. I've been telling people stack up on these NFTs, but right now we're waiting on the packs. So if you guys are still trying to get NFTs, the only way you can really get NFTs right now is the raffle auction, and also any holders that are trying to sell their NFTs. So that's the news, guys. That's the news. Stay open for some more developments, but they are coming. Oh,
and that is some alpha, man.
Let me let's roll this raffle real quick though. Let's roll this. Let's roll this. Let it go.
Go ahead and roll it. I'm gonna show a picture of I got a picture of that alien everybody wants to look at. I call it Hispalian.
Oh, what's that? What's that in the background?
Oh, you can't see it.
What did you put back there?
There's a picture of that alien. Maybe I can bring it up here. Hold on. Go ahead, Fowler. Go
You
thing.
uploaded it to the thing? What the heck is that? Are you serious? That's creepy.
You don't see it?
I couldn't see the whole thing.
Oh, well, let me grab another picture of it. Go ahead, Fowler.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
You're good.
Let's see. All right, guys. So let's see here. All right. Let's get it going. Let's close this out. I'm in the raffle, guys. A couple seconds. All right, here we go. Raffle is closed. All right. And time to select the winner.
That was a nice one, man. I like that Iron Man look.
Yeah, man. I like the gold. I like the fact that it's a nice, cool, solid gold. All right. Let's see. Okay. We're closing it out. We're selecting the winner. The NFT's been sent to the winner. And let's see who has won. And scrolling down. Right, there you go. There you go. Yeah, refresh. Oh, there it is, right here.
I got another one for you too, Kryptonian. Oh, did you get that yet?
Oh,
go ahead.
I was gonna say the last four for the person who won. The last four of the wallet address is 473E. So if you have 473E is your last four of your wallet, you won an NFT. It should be in your wallet.
473E.
Nothing.
Yeah, 473E. Let's see. Oh, I still have this one. This is funny. I still have this NFT here. I guess it didn't go in auction. I guess I can raffle it. See if people want to get them a cheapie. Let me see.
What was I thinking about? Okay. Another one. I've been trying to look for it, but I can't find it. Are you bringing one up? Is that what you're gonna do, or what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm bringing one up right now.
Okay, I'll let you get that before I talk about this other thing I want to talk to Kryptonian about. Well, and everybody, the everybody. So.
Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. I kind of messed up here. Yeah, I got it here. Here we go. Start the raffle. And confirm. All right. Here we go. We got the rocker. The rocker is up there.
Oh wow! I didn't know that. I thought that had already been up.
No, it didn't. It was up for auction, and then no one bidded on it. So it came back. So I was like, well, guess it's going in the raffle pool. Man, I bet Odie. Where's Odie video? He probably like, oh man.
Yeah, he likes that rocker stuff, huh?
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure Jocko 21 doesn't care. And I don't care either. We're not going okay. All right. I can't find it, but that raffle's going on now, right? So we're good to go.
Mhm.
Kryptonian, I saw something where this young lady, she does like astronomy videos and stuff. Just chill, just like different about that comet that was coming through, just a few things here and there. She's not like, anything crazy. She was saying that they had read or she showed a picture of where this report was, but there's a planet that's pretty close by that they think it's like the whole planet's made of water.
They think the whole planet's made of water?
Yeah. And they were saying that
and they know this how?
That's what I was wondering, because she was even saying, she was like, some of the data that was coming back is that they got
what data?
How would they know that?
What,
I mean,
did they send a runner up there and he took a drink? I mean, what? I don't understand.
Let me explain it before you go off go down the rabbit hole on everything.
Okay.
But she was saying,
I'm down the rabbit hole. They talk about they see balls of water in the sky. But go ahead. So who is this?
It was pretty far away from what she said. It's not in our solar system, so it's not one of our planets. But
so it's even further than.
Yeah, it was.
So not only can we not verify, we really cannot verify. But go ahead. So
can't go there. Can't go there.
No, but but in all seriousness, why are they saying like it's water? Like what were some of the clues?
I wish I had I was gonna save it, but then I was like, screw it, I don't even care. But I was like, it'd be nice to talk about, because of the fact that she said that there was I'm looking for something else from her. Maybe I go there and find something. I forget her name. But she said that like the data they had got back, there's some type of chemical or something that is like for like the basis for life. Like I forget what it was, but they had certain parts per million or whatever.
They saw that from a photo, huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, a composite.
Exactly. So I was like, okay, well, let's go with it.
Well, so the problem I have with someone saying, "Oh, look, it's a light in the sky. Let me zoom in on it." it's water. Like, how do you know? The question is, how do you know?
that was tough for me, but she explains it and everything like that, and you're also like, well,
Let me guess. She used math.
no.
Because that explains everything, apparently. Like, it's because of the math, man. The math makes sense.
She's like a person now. Serious, you're gonna bring that picture up. I'm looking at it right now. It looks like an egg carton to me, like
There
the
we go.
bottom of an egg carton. Does that it's like someone took an egg carton and like made that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it looks like it was made. I think I made this in the 5th grade one day, and I failed art. No, but this is supposedly they have two bodies. This is supposedly an alien, right? An alien body, and it's probably about what a foot in size, I guess. Maybe it's not even that big.
I
right?
don't know, man.
Of course. Here's a close up of the head. These are called Hispalians. These are. Oh, how did that get in there? But yeah, I took a picture of an alien too, man. You know what I'm saying? Look, that's a Hispalian right there, man. Hispalian, okay? That looks fake. That's real, okay, brother? I'm telling you, bro. Oh, you know what? And I came from the planet of water. That's where I came from.
Oh, that's crazy.
No, but in all seriousness, I don't know if those are aliens. They'll probably now. The thing is, they're going to come back and they're going to probably do some sort of DNA test, and it's going to say it's 87% not human. Okay, what's the other percentage? 13%, whatever it is. What is that? And they're going to be like, we don't know. Do you know it's we know it's not human. So is it a plant? We don't know. Is it a sausage? We don't know. Oh, therefore it's an alien. That's my point. Is what are they comparing it to? Just because it's not human doesn't mean it's not an alien. You know what I mean? I mean that's just I don't subscribe to the if this then that. If P then Q, whatever. That's just a fallacy. That's a whole fallacy thing, but logical fallacies and all that. But point is, I got so burnt out with that whole ancient aliens thing, man, that I thought for sure, there was aliens. The world we're gonna have aliens. By the year 2020 or somewhere. The way they made it sound, right? Man, ain't nothing happened.
Well, Rickness said earlier. I don't know if I started or not, but yeah, he said earlier is that I don't believe in aliens in the way that everyone else thinks of them. I believe there are other life out there, but they're just like us. I mean, I could see that. I mean,
I believe that they're from here. Maybe I'd more subscribe that they're from some other interdimensional, like or maybe underground, or I don't know, somewhere in some place we haven't explored yet. I don't know. I don't believe they're coming from space. That's the only thing I don't believe in. Why don't I believe that? Because Hollywood, that's all the damn movies they make. Everything comes from space. So if I look at the pattern of Hollywood, everything that they push down our throats is lies. Okay, everything. So it's all lies and just and fairy tales. So I don't believe it. It could be real. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't believe it. And I used to, though. I used to believe in it, man. I used to want to believe that there were aliens coming from from Mars and other planets. But when I it's funny when I hear stuff like, oh, they discovered another planet and it's made like there's one. What planet is it, man? Is it Neptune? No, it's not Neptune. They're like, I forget which planet it is, but they're like, it's like 80%, gas or something like that. Like it's 80% nitrogen or whatever it is. It's like, how do you know, man? How do you know that? Because we sent a satellite ship and it flew around and it took pictures. I mean, was it scratch and sniff pictures? How the hell it's made out of nitrogen? You know what I mean? Come on, bro. I mean, we don't know. We're just taking their word for it. And what I've learned is this: when the government says I'm here to help you, hey, I'm from the government, I'm here to help you, they're probably not going to help you. I just don't believe them anymore. I want to. It's not my fault. Hey, belief is the enemy of knowing. I want to believe that, but they lie about everything else.
See, Tina's on the same page with it. It's like a paper mache thing as well.
Yeah, it does. It looks fake. I mean, of course, it looks mummified, right? Here, I'll pull it back up.
No,
not that one, guys. This one.
Fowler, did you know that Remy got taken by aliens in 76?
What?
Man,
He wasn't even born back then. Well, he's probably born in the mid-80s.
That's the same minute that grabbed me back in 76. Isn't that a song?
It might be a lot of drugs back then, man.
Yeah, man, that's funny.
All I got to say is I plead the fifth on the 70s. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, you plead the fifth. You plead the LSD, bro. That's what you plead, okay? Or was that the 60s? That's the 60s. You know, I actually saw some documentaries of them actually. Someone showed me this videos in Brew. It's pretty cool. There's this conspiracy fringe channel. It's pretty cool. All kinds of crazy talking there. It's cool. Yeah, I actually learned a lot of stuff in there. Actually, some cool people in there. But someone sent me a video of a lady in the 60s. It was just a normal. I think she was a housewife. Didn't work. She stayed home, take care of the kids, and I guess we would be considered just a normal woman. She wasn't on drugs, something like that. She ended up doing some sort of experiment with LSD, and they videotaped her going through her whole trip in the 60s, black and white. I'm like, why would you do that? Well, we already know about the CIA and LSD and all that jazz. But anyways, it's crazy because that she would even partake in that. But she was seeing all kinds of stuff, man. She was seeing colors. It was in black and white, and she was seeing colors. Imagine that. You know what I mean? It's a joke, but you get it.
Here's one that I think that Fowler and Remy, hopefully he's still in the audience, but we were just talking about this the other day.
He said that's one of your homies from back in the day. That's so funny, man.
Tell me if you can hear the audio on this. Right. Take that sky high message.
Is that Obama? Oh, that's Denzel Washington.
Did you hear that?
No. Hit the little audio button.
It wasn't coming up when I went to do it.
Maybe there's no audio to it.
No.
Oh man, what are you presenting as it?
You couldn't hear it?
I could not hear it. No. What you saying?
Oh, he's talking about it. When Remy and Fowler and I were talking about.
Man, I tell you what, boy, Denzel's bass though, man. I love me some Denzel. He's a bass.
Okay, so it's saying it's different.
What's different?
Oh, my bad. You know what? Remember how they had the little checkbox when you went to do something? Now they have a sliding button.
Oh, for audio?
Yeah.
I'll try it again.
Yeah, I'm doing it now.
I got to pick a different browser, man. This Firefox isn't working for me. I can't present anything.
All right. So I don't know if I can rewind it. So it is what it is. But you were even talking about this one time, Kryptonian.
No, I voted. No, what they say? You switched your support. I switched. Yeah. What do you make of all the fake news and it affects? If you don't read the newspaper, you're uninformed. If you do read it, you're misinformed. So what do you do? That's a great question. What is the long-term effect of too much information? One of the effects is the need to be first, not even to be true anymore. So what a responsibility you all have to tell the truth. Not just to be first, but to tell the truth. We live in a society now where it's just first. Who cares? Get it out there. We don't care who it hurts. We don't care who we destroy. We don't care if it's true. Just say it. Sell it.
Oh, right there.
Practice you'll get good at, including BS.
You were the
based. So I'm talking about, man.
Man,
right there. There. Everybody that listens to that just got educated right there. That's the truth. It's all about getting it out there first. And that's all they care about. We're talking about the mainstream media, So when people would say, so you're saying all the media is involved and, they're all lying. They don't, most of them don't care. They just want to be first. I remember seeing that video and I was like, God dang, is that a movie?
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, I like him. He's cool, man.
Yeah, I think he's my favorite actor. The more I think about it and everything like that, because I seriously, nowadays, there's some actors out there that I like and everything like that, but I'm almost like every time he makes a movie, I'm going to go watch it or whatever.
Have you seen that? What's that movie he made where he's blind? Is it Ezekiel? Man, what was that movie he made where he's blind? I didn't hear you, Fowler. What was it?
Book of Eli.
Oh, Book of Eli. Dude, he got me, dude. I know he's blind, no damn movie. That's how damn a good actor he is, bro.
He's not blind. In the Book of Eli?
He's blind in the movie, man. His Bible's is Braille, bro. You got to go back and watch it. It blew my mind. I was like, wait, what? It's crazy.
Right.
Well, you find out at the end. You find out at the end, but yeah.
Yeah,
It's
whole
good, man.
time he was blind.
Good actor, dude. Good actor, man. The Book of Eli. It's one of my favorite movies.
That is shocking to me. I mean, you know what? Sometimes you can just be too good at what you do. I
Yeah, he's a
mean,
good
I
actor.
did not even remotely think that he was. Good Lord, man.
I like him as the he's kind of like the other version of a John Wick, you know. What's the movies that come out with? He's got like 3 movies. The
Equalizer.
The Equalizer. Yeah, those are cool, man. I like how it reminds me of that Sherlock Holmes movie.
I like when he
that
does
Robert
his
Downey.
watch thing, and he's
Yeah,
like,
he's just like, yeah,
"I'm gonna kick
Cool.
y'all's butts, and I'm gonna do it." And like,
yeah. You ever seen that movie Billy Jack? I know you know who Billy Jack is,
man,
brother. I know you know who Billy
what?
Jack is.
I'm about ready to just. whoop
I
up
know
on
you know who Billy Jack is.
I know who Billy Jack is.
All right. You remember that one scene where he's in the middle of the park
In the park, and he's
and
like,
the sheriff, all the cops corner him. My dad loves this movie. He used to make me watch it all the time, right? And I'd be a little kid, and my dad would be like, watch. Billy Jack, he's like, what you gonna do, sheriff? And the sheriff's like, what are you gonna do? Now you're surrounded, And he's like, well, I'm gonna take this foot right here, and I'm gonna put it on that side of your face, and there ain't a damn thing you're gonna be able to do about it. That's when I got it. That's when I fell in love with Kung Fu Karate, man. It's the funniest scene ever. Anyways, that's they don't make movies like that anymore, man. They don't make movies. If you don't know what I'm talking about, look up Billy Jack, YouTube, the park scene. You know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
He whips them all. He was like the John Wick and Denzel at the same time. That's pretty cool, man. Bad dude.
Denzel's always been good in those types of movies too.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
His other movies that he's in and everything like that. Training Day.
Dude, no,
like
Philadelphia. Have you seen that one where he plays the lawyer?
Oh yeah.
Dude,
and
that
Tom
was
Hanks
good.
plays.
Yeah, man, that was a good movie, man. I remember that movie.
Fowler reminds me of Training Day all the time about that video with him and Pride. He's like,
with Pride.
he's like, you gonna do that to me?
Yeah, you gotta do that to me. Oh yeah. Nah, man, that's funny, man.
Yeah,
Pride.
I love his movies. He does a good job. And there's very few people out there. We talked about that recently too. Who someone brought up somebody, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I forgot about that person. I forget. It's that age thing, I guess. I can't find that lady that did that.
Hold on, Shadow X. Are you trolling me, bro?
What did he say?
It says they have technology to test elements from far away. Let me guess, with lasers, right? You're gonna say,
look at his
sharks with lasers, right?
Do you see his picture profiles? You don't want to mess with Shadow X, dude. You see the new one he's got?
He knows I'm messing with him, but I don't believe they have technology to test a planet from trillion light years away. There's no way they're gonna tell me. Look, you realize when they brought the moon rocks back from the moon, they were all petrified wood.
How do you know that? Did you
because the state officials that received them from the other countries, hey, I got moon rocks. They sent it to the labs to get tested, and then came back petrified wood, and NASA says, well, what are you talking about? Point is that so what I want them to do is I want to point that laser, whatever tech Shadow's talking about. I haven't heard of it, probably because I haven't looked for it. But point at the moon, tell me what's on the moon. And don't tell me that flag that Superman, like you said,
Okay, here's one. I know that we're raffling and everything, and everybody sees that, right? But all right, here's me triggering Kryptonian.
I don't get triggered.
You'll get triggered over this one.
Oh shoot!
Was the governor of New Mexico?
Oh my God!
Here he goes.
Look, that woman needs to be tarred and feathered. Now she needs to be arrested. She needs to be arrested. The nerve of that woman to say that the First and Second Amendment, that just the amendments, the Bill of Rights, are not absolute. That our rights, in case of emergency, the Constitution can be thrown out. Nah, man. I'm sorry, ma'am, sir, whatever. No, I don't think so. You may think that because you're sitting in that chair. But we don't think that put you there. You just think about that. Nah, hell no. Why you gotta trip me up like that, man? You knew what that one. I mean, was it New Mexico, right? That was up in New Mexico. But it makes no sense that she would actually. She's going to get challenged. Obviously, I mean, it's going to get thrown out. I think
it's completely
something-
unconstitutional. And
yeah,
and you know the thing that I liked about it was like a uniting thing because see when I was a kid, we were like blue dog Democrats, man. We were the First and Second Amendment were like it didn't matter what party you were in. We all supported it like 100%. And that's changed over the years and everything. But this was like a wake up call because there's a lot of traditional liberals out there that were kind of softening on some of these, you know, amendments and stuff and like the Constitution a little bit. And that snapped them right back because even like CNN was grilling her when she was on there. Like, what are you talking about? You can't just make an emergency and suspend the First and Second Amendments, you know, and they were even, you know, going out.
it was Rahm Emanuel, the mayor of Detroit, I think it was. Was it Detroit that said never let a good crisis, Chicago, never let a good crisis go to waste, and not just him, but every politician, you know, even up to Mitch McConnell, those guys, they all. We just need we need to drain that the cesspool that's up there.
We need term limits, man, and I mean real term limits.
I mean, it's crazy when they outlive their term limits and their term life insurance. What the hell's up with that, dude? How do you become a sitting senator, you know, and you basically live longer than your life insurance? You know, you go past the expiration of your life insurance. You know why they live so damn long? Because they get the best healthcare in the world, and they don't pay zero for it. We don't get that healthcare. We don't get the discounts and the medications they get. They get that, you know. We're just a bunch of ants to them. Now, Barry said something here. He said, he says they can use telescopes in space to use different signals to detect elements. Nah, I don't believe that. It's dope, man. I saw someone try to tell me that this is how I brought up the question about how can they tell what's on that planet, whatever, and they were saying, well, they can tell by the colors and the way the light flickers, and they can tell it has the same properties as this element here on Earth, blah blah. And I was like, oh, that's okay, makes sense. However, that technology doesn't prove that. Just because it looks like it might be water doesn't mean it is water, unless I can absolutely touch it, observe it, feel it, you know, then it's a cool story, bro.
I don't know, that's man. I've been through like all these. I'm going through this social media thing, man, and I can't find this lady at all.
Which one? The senator?
No. What was I looking for a senator? I thought I was looking for the planet lady.
Oh yeah, the planet lady. Yeah, who discovered a planet that she says.
Well, she didn't discover it. She was talking about it.
Okay, she said it was discovered. She didn't say she did it, right. But okay, so there was a planet discovered, and it was in another galaxy, and it's 100% water, or maybe something like that.
They think it's all water.
It's all water. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, she was informing us is the way she does it, but I can't find her anywhere. You'd think maybe I'm. I like this. There you go. I'm gonna save this. Fowler, when are we gonna do this raffle? We got the people in the chat that are like, we need a raffle.
Oh yeah, it's coming right now.
You're gonna do it right now?
Yeah, we actually in 2 minutes actually.
Oh, 2 minutes? I got enough time to bring this meme up.
Yeah, time to trigger me.
No, I think you'll like this. So, there you go.
The sky found something. What you got?
There you go.
Is that Jerry Adler or is that Mitch McConnell?
I don't know, but it's politicians holding up.
Oh yeah, no, that's not Nancy Pelosi or the other one. Oh God, what's her name?
Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah, that's Dianne Feinstein. They found her.
She's having a tough time. I mean, I don't understand this. I don't understand how. I mean, let them just retire, man. I mean, you know, let them go. Let them go do their thing.
Useful idiots, man. I mean,
Telling you. Oh, Fowler, did I move something? Oh no. Are you ready, Fowler?
All right, you ready? Guys, good. All right, so here we go.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I'm gonna let you roll that.
Let me
roll it.
open this up really quick. Let's refresh. All right, we got 15 people in. All right.
Son of a.
So,
I ain't gonna win this one.
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I'll keep my hopes up.
I had to check because I didn't want to say one person, and then that it'll be like the one person who think they're in. It'll be like, oh, why I didn't win? It was only one person. Like, no, I gotta hit the refresh. It's 15 people. All right, guys. So I'm ending the raffle now. You got like 0.3 seconds or whatever it takes MetaMask to finish this to get your last tickets in. And here we go. The raffle is closing. All right. Let's see. All right. All right, it's closed. And time for the chain link randomizer to select a winner. All right.
Who was it? Oh, you're closing it.
Yeah, I'm closing it right now. All right.
Here, I'm gonna play something.
Contract approved. All right. All right. Let's see who is the lucky winner tonight of the rocker.
That's a cool one.
Yeah, it's cool. I find that one really cool. The last four is BF0F. BF0F. Yeah.
Oh,
BF0F. You are the winner. BF0F. All right. Let's see. Do we have anything else up in here? We got a couple. We got a couple more.
We got a video that I don't know if you guys want to watch it. It's only like 8 minutes long, but Sky High sent it to us about this planet and give you something to think about. Kryptonian, maybe give you because I'm just saying, I think we need to hear more of Kryptonian's views on things. You're like just nodding your head just a little bit. Are you triggered? Did I trigger you too much?
I was looking for that video of the fake planet.
What, the video about the planet?
Yeah.
Well, Sky High sent the YouTube video, so I'll just throw it up here.
Okay.
It's 8 minutes long, though. I'm not sure if you guys
just cut to the end. Just cut to the end. You know, give me the last 5 seconds so I can call BS on it. They're gonna be like, and it's gonna say NASA.gov. And I'm like BS. All right. Oh, that's sick right there, dude.
Fowler's got one more.
Oh, I gotta buy that one. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna give that one to my daughter if I want it. A second.
All right, that's going up for raffle now.
That is up for raffle. That is up for raffle, guys. I'm drop the link in the comments.
That's a cool one, man.
And go edit. We'll stop this in, let's say, 10 minutes. Give you time to do the video.
All right, I'm gonna share the video now. Yeah, little pink riding hood. That's pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna go full screen on this. You guys be quiet. Let them listen to it, so we know what we're talking about. Let me know if you can hear it, though.
Astronomers have discovered a rare planet
You hear it?
twice the size of Earth,
Yeah.
and may be entirely covered by an ocean. Adding to the excitement, this planet, known as TOI 733b, orbits a star slightly smaller than the Sun in a remarkably short period of just 4.9 days. That's puzzling because the orbital period of the planet implies that it lies too close to the star. This means that something intriguing is happening on the planet that is allowing it to harbor an ocean of water on its surface. The discovery of this exoplanet has solved another long-standing exoplanet mystery, the Radius Valley puzzle. So how did astronomers discover this distant planet? What clues hint at the possibility of water ocean on its surface? Finally, and most importantly, why is the discovery of this exoplanet so critical to astronomy?
All cartoons, bro.
Since the initial detection of exoplanets in the 1990s, our exploration of the cosmos has been relentless. We have encountered an astonishing variety of exoplanets, ranging from rocky worlds similar in size to Earth to massive gas giants like hot Jupiters. These planets exhibit a wide range of radii, with terrestrial planets typically measuring half the size of Earth and gas giants reaching up to 10 times Earth's radius. However, there is a noticeable gap between these categories. Exoplanets with radii between 1.5 and 2 times that of Earth are surprisingly scarce, resulting in what is known as small planet radius valley. Scientists have put forth various theories to explain this scarcity. One possibility suggests that mini Neptunes, which are larger than super Earths but smaller than gas giants, gradually shrink over time to become terrestrial planets similar in size to Earth. However, the process by which this shrinking occurs remains a puzzle. This is where the discovery of TOI 733b becomes exceptionally valuable, as it offers a potential key to unraveling this mystery. TOI 733b is an exoplanet that lies around 245 light-years away from Earth in the southern celestial hemisphere. It's orbiting TOI 733, a yellow star that contains almost 96% of the solar mass. The planet was first located in the data collected by TESS, the Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, so the name TOI 733 means that it's the 733rd TESS object of interest. TESS uses the transit method to look for exoplanets. When a planet passes in front of its host star, it causes a small dip in the star's brightness. By analyzing these fluctuations in the starlight, the presence of a planet can be inferred. The majority of the exoplanets found to date have been confirmed with the transit method. The transit method can also reveal some of the planet's crucial physical parameters. For example, by looking at the period at which the dip in starlight is occurring, one can calculate the orbital period of the planet. TOI 733b has an orbital period of 4.9 days, which means that it orbits its star very close. At such proximity, the high-energy photons from the star can ionize the planetary atmosphere and eventually disperse it away. This phenomenon is known as photoevaporation, and it's one of the possible ways in which mini Neptunes can shrink. The radius of TOI 733b was inferred by looking at the amount of starlight blocked by the transiting exoplanet. It was measured around 1.99 Earth radii, which places it in the small planet radius valley. The next step was to calculate the mass of the planet. Astronomers used the HARPS spectrograph to do this. HARPS is a high-precision spectrograph installed on the ESO's 3.6-meter telescope in Chile. It measures the star's radial velocity to hunt for exoplanets, and here's how it's done. The gravitational interaction between a planet and its star causes the star to move in a small circle or an ellipse. This movement affects the star's light spectrum, which can be observed from a distance. For a star moving towards the observer, the spectrum appears slightly blue shifted, while for a star moving away, the spectrum is red shifted. The spectral analysis reveals the strength of the gravitational interaction between the two celestial objects, and indirectly, the planet's mass as well. The planetary mass of TOI 733b was locked at 5.72 Earth masses by performing the same measurements for the star. The data we have so far, including the planetary mass and radius, allow us to calculate the planet's density. The figures suggest a density of 3.98 grams per cubic centimeter, which is slightly higher than that of Mars and less than Earth's 5.51 grams per cubic centimeter. Now this is where things take an interesting turn. The discovery has set the stage for some fascinating possibilities about the planet's composition, based primarily on its density. One hypothesis suggests that the exoplanet could have initially had a hydrogen-helium atmosphere, similar to Neptune's. If this is the case, photoevaporation might have stripped away this primary atmosphere over time. This process, however, may have led to the reformation of a secondary atmosphere, primarily composed of heavier elements. Alternatively, and more likely, the planet qualifies as an ocean world. Even in this scenario, the exoplanet would have lost its original hydrogen and helium atmosphere due to photoevaporation. The twist lies in the possibility of a remnant atmosphere saturated with water vapor, which is much more resistant to photoevaporation. This scenario would mean the planet has likely retained a significant amount of its atmospheric mass, resulting in an ocean world. However, determining whether TOI 733b possesses a secondary atmosphere, or if it's an ocean planet, is still a significant challenge. A detailed analysis of the planet's atmosphere is required for a definitive answer. Currently, the most reliable method for such an analysis involves the comparison of starlight that has passed through the planet's atmosphere with its unfiltered counterpart. But TOI 733b isn't an ideal candidate for such a probing exercise, necessitating the wait for the next generation of telescopes to uncover the atmospheric secrets of TOI 733b. Exoplanets residing within the Radius Valley, like TOI 733b, could hold the keys to decoding the mysteries of this valley. This exoplanet in particular is an excellent subject for such studies. It represents a small, yet potentially vital piece of the exoplanet science puzzle. Consequently, future follow-up observations by high-precision instruments will certainly provide data worth close examination. Recently, astronomers discovered a weird galaxy that does not emit any light. It's the first detection of a dark galaxy in the universe. If you missed this episode, be sure to catch up on this exciting discovery.
That's amazing. I didn't see one photo of that planet. All cartoons. So all they said was a bunch of stuff, like we use this technology to detect this, and it potentially looked like it started off like this planet, which they have no photos of, but it looks like that one, like they have no photos of. Dude, it's a religion, bro. It's a religion. So now, Shadow said,
Fowler. You see that comment
what do you say?
in the private chat?
What do you say here? Exactly. Let's just say there's more people that believe in that than they believe in what his comment meant. But point is that Shadow X says
if Tom Cruise came to me like that, I'd join.
Yeah, but
I'd join.
It's cartoons, bro. But Shadow X says this. He says, sorry, Kryptonian, maybe we didn't go to the moon, because that's what I say, but the James Webb Telescope is the shit. It's beautiful. It is real pics, obviously. I mean, so I'm not saying there's not light in the skies and ambient things in the sky. Obviously, yeah, we're seeing stuff. But what I'm what I'm saying is I can't tell you what it is. No one can, in my opinion, because no one can go there. Now, if you go to the James website, I remember going to the James website, which is on the NASA.gov website, right? Of course. So they go through these photos, right? Of things they're taking pictures of in space and galaxies or whatever they're calling them, supposedly, right? And then right after these photos, they show an illustration, and they'll say artist illustration, and they'll show a perfect planet. It's like, so they'll say that they'll have a picture of a bunch of stars, right? And they'll redline it and they'll circle it and say that's planet, X95, and then they'll show right under it an artist rendition of planet X95, and it's like, well, how do you know it looks like that? Because you're using the greatest telescope on Earth, and you got it's just a speck of light, but the artist sees the planet. Why can't we see the planet that the artist sees? That's all I'm saying. That's a simple question. I don't know. That's me. So that was a cool video. Took me back to the days when I believed in Santa Claus. It's like I remember those days.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with believing in Santa Claus.
Well, when I hang out with him like 3 times a week, 4 or 5 hours a day, you know what I mean? You got that. Fowler got it.
Fowler, I heard you laughing.
That's because I said that joke. That's why.
That's right. I'm gonna use your jokes, man. You know I will, bro. If I think it's funny, I'm gonna say it again. And that was a funny one, so I'm gonna say it again.
Yeah, they were in the chat, and it was funny. They were posting stuff, and Steve, he's being serious, and you're serious, and you guys are interacting with him like, yeah, this is good, good stuff, and you guys are all being serious, and I kept looking over there, and they all had these different comments.
Yeah, all I see is you going. I'm like, bro,
I'm not laughing at you, Steve, not laughing, and then they were like, let's get Chris to keep reacting and everything. So then I started trying to not look over, but
there was one moment where Steve was like, I've had some friends that have really been suffering in this industry, and all of a sudden you hear, I look up and you're laughing, and I'm like, what the hell's going on here, man?
I was not laughing like that. That's not. I was like a little schoolgirl.
Yeah, it was funny, man.
All right, guys, we gotta run this.
Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's see if I got this one.
Let's close it up. I'm closing it up, guys.
This is a cool one. I like the background too.
That's a cool,
got 30 seconds until I get to this dab.
I can see that one looking like a little figurine, man, like this, like on my desk. You know what I mean?
Yeah, these things are so realistic and everything like that it's really cool. I couldn't find that lady stuff. That bothers me.
All right, I'm ending the raffle. Here we go.
Yeah, fake news is hard to find, bro.
Yeah,
fake news is everywhere.
I know that was a joke.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say fake news. Yeah, it's right in front of your face.
Yeah, it's everywhere, dude.
All right, here we go.
1, 2, 3.
Is that your wallet address?
Mine?
Or...
Yeah, my wallet address is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the last 5 digits of my wallet address.
Really, man?
Yeah, that's also the password to my luggage. That's an homage to Spaceballs. Remember that movie? I don't even remember that movie.
Holy smokes!
Spaceballs, yeah,
dude, that's classic, dude. Mel Brooks, bro. Mel Brooks. Blazing Saddles. Dude.
How can you possibly talk about Blazing Saddles? That's like way before your time.
All right, guys, we got a winner. The last 4 is 373B.
Not me.
373B. These some new wallets. Who are winning? Who won tonight?
There might be people out there that are like, look, dude, I'm gonna change my wallet up because
I actually used a different wallet for these 3, and I didn't win one. So I figured it was I was getting some bad luck on my other wallet.
Oh man,
son of a! I got ready for this one.
Son of a biscuit.
That was a cool one though, man. That's a good one. That one's gonna be a classic, dude. That one's
yeah, because They don't come out with hoods too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that one would have been like people been gunning for that, man. Either way, whoever won just got a steal. A steal.
Yeah, I'd say so.
If you ask me what out of all the warriors, other than Predator, the ones that look like Predator, I mean, one that got a hoodie on, come on, can't go wrong.
Yeah, they did a good job on it.
All right, you guys about ready to wrap this up? I'm getting kind of old. I can't be out late like this anymore.
Yeah, I gotta get my dad his meds.
Yeah, that's the important thing.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna be live with Nick on Friday, 1 p.m.
Yeah. What time? What time is that?
That is 12 p.m. your time.
All right, noon. Gotcha. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm supposed to have lunch with Balls Deep. That sounds funny. Friday.
Okay, well that's your personal
All
preference,
right.
brother. I mean, I'll leave that up to you.
God damn! I said the quiet part out loud. No, but
Great night.
yeah, we
night.
actually. I'll see if I can. I'll see if maybe we can. We can watch it live. Nah, I'll be at the office, but I'll jump on and I'll just have lunch with them earlier or something.
Tony, how was that lunch?
Shut up.
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Delete this video.
You're right.
We never talk about this again.
Nuke
ever.
this video.
I know, man. He was talking about balls in the sky. And and all of a sudden he's got lunch with Balls Deep on Friday.
Check out. Did you see the comments down here from RSG Token? Ready, set, go.
Ready, set, go.
We had them on. We had them on the other night.
Oh yeah.
Go check them out. Go to their Discord. Check them out. You know what? I'm gonna throw the Discord in the link. I hope I got it. There we go. All right, let's hope. Oh, get off the screen. All right, I'm done. You guys got anything else you want to talk about?
No, that's it. It was a good night. Enjoyed talking to Mammoth. Got some cool information about his project. I'm looking forward to it. I know it's down the road, but he's got time to cultivate this thing and make it pull off that one grape, as he said, and bring it back to us. I'm looking forward to it. It was good. I think it was a good start to a good conversation. So,
where's your outro? Oh, there's just mine on here.
Yeah. Well, we're on your channel. I think you purged some things.
No, I just got your intro, I guess.
No, it's right there. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Is the new intro ready to go?
You what?
Is the new intro ready to go? Can we just use it as the outro?
Yeah, do it.
Oh, there you go. You guys want to check out this? Well, we won't end. We'll just play this, and then we'll just come back and end, so you guys can see it. So, check out this new thing that Kryptonian's working on.
I think
Here
it's
it
dope.
is, man.
It's
The
dope.
fucking Crusaders. I love it, man. It's actually
All
a
right.
joke, but
We'll see you guys.
Thanks for joining us.
All right, guys.